Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is the Nerdy,
the Wordy,
the Book Club. That's right, you have stumbled upon the worst show on the internet somehow. I'm so sorry.
Damn, the worst? I don't know.
Probably.
I guess they took Alex Jones stuff off the internet.
Didn't he have to sell? I don't know. Anyway, wow, getting political right off the top. Right off rip.
You said worst show, and I was like, well...
When the Groypers take over in 2028, we're going to have to answer for that one. Welcome in, everybody. This is our Wind and Truth Day 5 chat. We're speaking today about chapters 55 through 68 in the longest book ever written, but also one that keeps getting better, in my opinion.
I don't know about ever written, but ever like printed and published, I think, maybe.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Something crazy.
It's been a time.
Yeah.
It's been a time. No, it is not the Lorax, it is Nerdy.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And the trees say, Brandon Sanderson, write shorter books, you fuck. It's so much paper.
Yeah, straight from the trees' mouths.
Yeah.
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 They're like the scary trees in like Winnie the Pooh or whatever.
Yeah, Brandon, stop wasting paper talking about brainstorming.
We'll get there. We'll get there. That's fine.
Chad, how you doing today? Today is a good day to remind you that we are raising money for Doctors Without Borders.
Hell yeah.
If you would like to play Brandon Sanderson's Stormlight TTRPG with this guy right here as your DM, you can go to the link in the description down below and you can donate to reserve a seat at a table for a Stormlight RPG one-shot. So, if you would like to come play, if you want to come be a Radiant with me, fight some Fused, have a fun little game, go donate. And we're going to be raising money up until December 13th. They'll probably stay open a little past that. But the main campaign ends December 13th. So, if you want to play the game and you want me to be your DM, you can absolutely go do that right now over at the Tiltify link in the description down below and in the description on whatever podcast feed you might be listening to this on.
Hell yeah.
So, everyone go donate. We're trying to raise money. We're trying to do good for charity this holiday season.
We hit 15K.
We have raised over $15,000. Yeah.
Which means that I will be DMing on the channel. I'm going to be doing a crowd control Skyrim one shot.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. If you've ever played crowd control Skyrim or seen anyone stream it, it is chaotic.
Yeah.
So,
how you're going to DM that, I do not know.
I don't know. I don't even really DM. I feel like this was like a bad idea for like one of my first times DMing on camera.
It was your idea.
But it's gonna be a time.
Yeah, I can't wait. Do I get to play in it?
If you want.
Hell
You've played Skyrim like once.
I beat the game.
Yeah, you did like the main quest.
And I did the Thieves Guild.
Did you do the whole thing?
I did one of the cool quests. One of the ones people like. But I can't remember if it's like the Assassin's Guild or the Thieves Guild or the... I can't remember. Anyway, Alec...
Like the Dark Brotherhood?
No, the other one.
The Thieves Guild then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alec M88 says, do you need to have the game to play? No. It would
you just
be
have to know how to play.
Easier. However, if you don't have the game, I can send you a pre-made character. And then you would just need to like watch some YouTube videos to learn the rules. But no, I run enough games with enough people who don't know what they're doing that I will be able to get you through the game if you don't want to buy it. If you do want to buy it, highly recommend. It is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, book club.
Book club.
That was our ad today. We are not taking ads at the moment. We are advertising ourselves because we want to do good, chat.
Yeah, we're trying to make a difference. We also have new merch. Thanks to Kayla. What?
I'm not prepared for this, but okay, go.
We talked about this.
I know, I don't have any assets to show them.
Oh, well, just get the link. So if you were here a few weeks ago, there was a great joke made. Old Cloud shouts at man. And Kayla, who's in the Discord, wonderful part of the community, decided, hey, that's a great art prompt, and drew some lovely art for us that we have put on some merchandise. We've got 2 different shirts. We've got a hoodie and a mug. So, oh wow. Okay, there it is. I love it dearly. I'm very excited for this merch. Kayla refused to let us pay her.
Look at that.
So,
look at that right there, chat.
Well, we will be making a charitable donation during our event to Doctors Without Borders in her honor. So thank you, Kayla. I'm obsessed. I love it. I love the art. It's so good. I can't wait for people to enjoy it because I think it's very funny.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
I definitely threw our screen up there without thinking that there might be anything on there that shouldn't be seen, but It is what it is.
I don't imagine there is. I don't know what yeah. But who knows? It's us. Yeah, it's so good. So yeah, that is
I think we're clear.
We're clear. No, I think you're fine.
They just know that I have the Pokemon stat calculator up. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, happy book club. Y'all, new merch. New merch
indeed.
Yeah.
Let's all say thank you to Kayla, who was like, don't pay me, just make a donation.
Yeah.
In my honor. And that is so cool, Kayla. Thank you so much. We're going to donate some money to Doctors Without Borders.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Kayla, for making some art and then being a part of helping us do some good this holiday season. We are definitely going to be buying some Old Cloud Yells at Old Man or whatever it says.
Yeah. Old Cloud Shouts at Man.
Old Cloud Shouts at Man.
Yeah.
I cannot.
No, it's great.
Yeah. All right. Shall we talk about the book?
We shall.
Clarus, it is
a book.
Day 5.
Oh, yeah.
We are halfway there. Living on a Prayer. How are you feeling about Shallan specifically?
Oh, we're going to start there? Oh, God. Okay.
No, I'm kidding. How are you feeling about the reading?
Pretty great. Pretty great.
Yeah, me too.
Shallan stuff aside, I'm more just kind of like frustrated with how that story has progressed and regressed, and I don't know what she's doing. Other than that, I think Day 5 was another banger. I think that in an interesting way, like this book kind of, Day 1 was a great end to the last book. Day 2 was kind of meh, and then it's kind of been trending up since then, which has been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, really great. Like, was not expecting my favorite part of these books to be Szeth, of all people.
Oh, he's your favorite part.
Well, their like journey, the flashbacks, I think are really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do think that is the most intriguing story to me right now. I am enjoying learning stuff with Dalinar in Shadesmar, but I also feel like I'm still missing so much.
Yeah.
That I just don't. I feel a little bit lost there, just a tad. So Kaladin and Szeth stuff has been my favorite.
Yeah, my favorite stuff right now is the Adolin stuff, but that shouldn't be that surprising. He is my favorite character, and
he's my favorite character for sure.
I'm enjoying the way that he's interacting with Yanagon a lot.
Yeah.
I love the like older brother relationship he's kind of developing with this young emperor, and I think that's been really exciting for me. I do think the book is a lot, and
I was like, oh my god, we're halfway.
Yeah, and I think that one of the weird things about this book is that it is a lot, and it doesn't really care to try and justify its allotness. It's just like, this is what happened. And it's not all interesting. It's not all relevant, but it is what happened every day. And that to me is somewhat successful in parts. It feels less successful as a whole than it does as a sum of its parts. But the book does feel like it is getting better as it's going. It does feel like it is picking up momentum.
Yeah.
And so in that way, I do think that there's a lot of success here.
And things are more relevant, I've found, as the days go on. Like, there's less, like, irrelevant things happening.
Yeah, I also just think that this is one of those times where and I've said this about previous Stormlight books, where I feel like Brandon Sanderson decides on structure and then writes a book to fit the structure. And I don't know that the structure of this book is helping it. I don't know that the... And I said this about the flashbacks, particularly with the Venley flashbacks, of like, these are here just because something had to be here to fit what he had previously decided this book was going to be. And so because this book has to be chronological, at times I don't know that I feel like that is the strongest choice for what is trying to be told. And it means that at times the book has to jump from very intense, high stakes combat to nothing. Like, to literally, like, characters kind of like sitting around being like, I don't know what we're doing. And then it's back to like, and then Sigil is finding the worst butthole in the world. And then it's like, and then we found a river. And Kaladin's like, yeah, man, that is a river. That's crazy. But how does it have water year round? And that's like, well, the way that ice melt works off of the mountains. And I'm like, Sigil just found the devil's butthole. Like, oh, the pacing of it just, and then like the day 5 ends on a flashback in a way that felt very weird.
I didn't mind that.
Sure, this is a totally subjective feeling stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like none of these are objective truths about the book.
Yeah.
But even as I'm enjoying the book more, there are times where I'm like, these events don't feel congruous, sometimes even in the same chapter.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that sometimes the individual chapters are divvied up strangely in terms of tone, but for me personally, I do like that there's higher stakes in one story and like more casual things going on in other stories, because if they were all just like up here, they would all need that more calm, like, setup. And I would rather have that sense of urgency, that, like, time, like, the countdown feeling going on through the whole thing. So there's always something kind of high stakes happening in each of our stories. So I actually don't mind that. I like that, apart from when it's, like, inside of chapters. I find it very strange.
Yes. Yeah. If it was broken up into chapters, more like Game of Thrones, right? Where like Game of Thrones will have a chapter that tells a complete thought, and then the next chapter feels different, but the next chapter is its own complete thought. But right now we're doing incomplete thoughts in chapters that are stretched over chapters in ways that I don't think is necessary, because we're jumping back. Sometimes we'll jump back into the middle of action at the top of a next chapter that was a thought that wasn't completed in the previous time we were with Adolin or with Sigil. And that's what gives me that feeling.
Correct me if I'm wrong, in Game of Thrones, it doesn't really jump around POVs inside of chapters much, right? That I remember?
I don't remember any time that happening. Yeah. I don't remember it ever being a POV shift within a chapter. I might be wrong about the later books, or I might just be forgetting something. But I do think that one of the reasons why I don't mind the jumping around in George R. R. Martin's writing style is because those chapters feel like there is a purpose behind them. Mm-hmm. Like, this chapter is about this moment in its entirety. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to go to another moment in its entirety. Yeah. And it is also why, even though sometimes you'll have a chapter of a character and the whole book will pass before you get another one, those chapters have a complete thought in them. Yeah. And so the distance between the chapters doesn't feel as vast because the thought has ended. Mm-hmm. Whereas sometimes in these, because we're in the middle of a chapter, we'll just randomly cut to something entirely different, tonally, and we'll jump from from Shinovar to Azamir within a chapter, and the stakes of those two situations are so different that I don't know what the thought of that chapter is.
Yeah, I'm like, why is this a chapter?
What makes this a chapter other than the fact that these are happening simultaneously is something I don't know that I get the strongest sense of in this book. Yeah. And I think that's where the pacing that people talk about being a problem in this book comes from. Yeah. Because the pacing of the events actually isn't bad. Like, what's going on in day 5 is very interesting.
Yeah, I agree, right? 100%.
And there's my mom. Hey, Mom, you're live on the Nerdy Wordy Book Club.
Am I?
Say hi to chat.
Hello, Nerdy Wordy Book Club. That's not my picture.
No.
No.
They can just hear you.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, good. Well, that's fun. What book are you doing?
We're doing Wind and Truth by
Oh, is it
Brandon
good?
Sanderson.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think Brandon Sanderson would think of that mustache?
All right, bye,
Do you
Mom.
call
Thanks
it
for
a
that.
mustache? What do you actually call that?
It's a mustache.
Well,
It's
yeah,
temporary.
It's a mustache.
Yeah, I have to shave. I have to be clean shaven in a little over a week for a TV gig. So
Oh, okay. What TV gig?
I
Do we
can't.
know?
I can't tell you that. We're live on the internet.
Yeah. Just shut them off for a second and tell them just.
No, I'll tell you later. I'll call you later. Okay.
You need to call me.
Yeah, I will.
After the Nerdy Wordy book club.
Yeah, I'll call you after the show.
I love you. What
I-
do you have?
Oh, have fun.
Hello? Oh, hi, baby girl.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.
Okay, well, have fun. Hello.
Thank you.
Nerdy friends. Bye.
See ya.
She said hi, nerdy's friends. So
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do you think Brandon Sanderson would think of that?
Nerdy's playing a young Andy Reid in an NFL show. That would be great. Oh my God, I need to make Andy Reid content. I need to go get a red hoodie
Okay, that's easy enough.
and make Andy Reid content before I shave this off. That's so funny. Wait a second.
Well, you've got like 24 hours.
What? Why am I shaving in 24 hours?
I just mean we're like filming on Monday and we have other stuff to also film, so you don't have a lot of time. But we can get you a red hoodie. That's easy enough.
Yeah, God, that's funny. Is it worth buying a Kansas City? I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Is it worth buying a hoodie for content?
Well, you could buy it and like sell it to a Taylor Swift fan.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Moon Adept says, I wonder if Sanderson wanted the day to flow at the same time, so each chapter is covering everything in that span of time, so you're jumping around more. I think that that's what it is.
Yeah.
I do think that it is an adherence to structure in a way that...
Is maybe a detriment sometimes.
Officially, Sam, there's no world in which I wear an Eagles hoodie. I will wear a Kansas City Chiefs hoodie for content. I will never wear an Eagles hoodie in my life.
All right. He wears a quarter zip jacket. That's going to be harder to find, but we can figure it out.
Yeah, that's the problem. Code Monkey, I can find a Kansas City Chiefs hoodie. A quarter zip jacket might be harder. All right. So, anyway, enough about Andy Reid. God, I just want to eat a burger now.
Fast Eddie's?
We should go to Fast Eddie's. We have to go to Costco after this, so.
I know. We have no groceries.
What were we saying? Oh, so I do think you're right, Moon Adept. I do think that he put in structure here that I get it. I do understand it.
Yeah.
It's not that I
It
don't
makes sense.
get what he's trying to do. I just don't know that I think that it is successful.
Always. Sometimes, but not always.
In making this book not feel its length. I think that sometimes the random jumping around can actually like exacerbate the feeling that this book is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Sun says, if it's about time, I think it would work better if there were more references to the time of day, like the sun, and contrast different situations being lit by the same sky. Well, but then you would have to get into time zones, which this book... I don't think this book is doing, because this book would always end with Szeth and Kaladin.
Well, there is a moment where they notice that the high storm is different, right? When it
Judah
dies.
Isaac, thank you so much for that super chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming in to say hi, but can't stay because I'm drowning at work. Please don't drown. That's dangerous.
Don't do that.
Why is your work flooded? And on my 7th day of keto and need to eat. Let's go.
Enjoy.
Taking care of your physical health. Proud of you. We'll catch you later, but have fun. Thank you, Judah Isaac. Appreciate you. I did keto the first time I lost weight. It was really hard. So good luck. It's great. It works.
Yeah.
Man, if you can stick to it, it works.
It
I
did
lost
what it was supposed to.
60 pounds in 6 months, but God, that was a hard diet to keep up.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is we do the book club is I want to be clear that I like day 5 quite a bit, and I like the direction we're going in with almost everybody's plot lines. Shallan being the problem child for me right now.
Yeah.
But only because it's repetitive. Only because every interaction with Maireys going back multiple books has gone the exact same way.
Yeah.
And
I'm just a little bored.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just bored of it.
Yeah.
I
like the
find
Dallin Navani stuff is interesting because the visions are interesting, but like Shallan's involvement in it Yeah. I feel weird about it because she was a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Like in Oathbringer.
Well, and I was so excited for the moment where she stabs him with the anti-light dagger.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what, did you think that was going to do something? And I was like, actually, I did. I thought this was going to go somewhere. But we've already had 3 Shallan Moraes fights in this book.
I just
They've
wanted
all gone
something to change.
the exact same way.
Yeah, I just wanted something to change.
They've all gone the exact same way that, like, Shallan thinks she gets the upper hand. Moraes is like, no, you're dumb. Of course you don't. And then he escapes. Every single one of these fights does the exact same thing. And it's frustrating in its consistency.
Yeah.
And as Shallan just like is like, oh no, Formless again. I can't kill him, or I can kill him, or Radiant can kill. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh no. And you're like,
I do love your idea though that Formless was actually Yaddle because we didn't see Yaddle in that vision.
I just want it to be something interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want there to be something going on here that isn't just that Shallan is completely backsliding to like early Rhythm of War Shallan. I want Rhythm of War to have been worth something, and it isn't in this book. Rhythm of War as a book has so little impact on this novel that it is like deeply frustrating to me right now. Other than Notum showing up to be a messenger, which any of Spren could have done. I
like that. I thought that it was impactful, and I do think that obviously Navani and Raboniel's relationship has like a ripple effect, but even that happened more in Rhythm of War and less so in this book.
Sure, yeah.
Right, like the ripples of that like kind of fizzled out by the time we got into Wind and Truth, which is what it is. The daggers are obviously a great addition. It makes things more dangerous, but even like Teft died last book and like these daggers haven't done much in this book except for 2 people getting stabbed and it not being a problem because they just don't draw in Stormlight.
Yeah, the daggers are too easily nerfed.
Yeah.
By the fact that you could just be like, I'm not healing right now, so it doesn't do anything.
Blue Sun says it has a weight on where Kaladin is mentally, and I actually am not sure that I agree with that. We've talked several times that Teft died 6 days ago, and it does not feel like his death has any weight on this book.
There's a brief moment when Kaladin goes to like his statue making. Where he's like, damn, he's dead, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then it just, it does.
And look, I don't know if I need another repeat of like Kaladin just being depressed all book. But I would like more, because we are spending day to day, moment to moment with these characters, I actually would just like more little moments. Yeah. More little things that remind him of Teft. That bring it back to the fact that it just happened. And if it was me, it would be so present on my mind. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't seem to be so present on Kaladin's. So yeah, I actually don't know if I agree with you in that way. Because I think that Brandon Sanderson was like, well, I can't really have Kaladin be a Sag Boy again this book. And I don't know if he got the balance right. Because I do think Teft's death should have had more weight here.
Yeah, no, I think for me, what I'm talking about more with like things that don't impact this book is the reveals from Rhythm of War don't feel that big. Like Maya going back to getting the honor spren will matter.
Yeah, that's gonna be it better be cool. That better be cool.
We spent so much time in Rhythm of War on Fabrial technology, and like they're not using it. Like why did we spend so much time on the fourth bridge? Like, we spent so much time on the mechanics of how this thing flies, and it's not relevant.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's all of these elements of this book, of this series, that are, like, the first 3 books. And then we go off on this, like, Navani's a scientist building Fabrials book. And then in book 5, she's like, well, we can't use Fabrials that way, so we're going to have to figure out Fabrials later. So all of that time we spent on Fabrials, I guess, is for, like, the second half of the series. Mm-hmm. But it just means that Rhythm of War feels really out of place in hindsight in terms of what it focused on, especially given that we've created these anti-light and anti-void light weapons, and they were so devastating at the end of Rhythm of War, and they have been neutered in this book. They have yet to do anything. Not a single Spren or Radiant has been damaged for more than a minute.
Well, no, I mean, several unnamed Windrunners have died.
To anti-light daggers?
I don't even. We haven't been told, but they have definitely lost people in the Sigil.
No, they've
section
been taken by the fuse weapons. The fuse already had those weapons at the beginning of Rhythm of War. It's the weapons that they were using to draw the Stormlight out of them. But those aren't anti-light. We spent all of this time. We spent all of Rhythm of War building up to the. Oh my God, we've got these daggers. We can finally do this damage, and then we see Szeth do so much damage with, Moash. Do damage with this dagger at the end of Rhythm of War, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a big moment. You're like, oh my God, we finally have this weapon that takes down Radiants. We finally have a reason why Radiants need to fight scared. They're finally not immortal. And then the beginning of book 5 is like, actually, like, as long as the Radiants know it's coming, they can just, like, not be hurt by them. And
no, that's not true.
That is what has happened. Two people have been stabbed by these daggers, and neither of them have died.
Yeah, but... The thing is, if you already, like, it... The thing with the daggers is that they are still dangerous because you're still getting stabbed. And you can't bring in Stormlight to heal yourself. So if it is a wound that will kill you in moments, like, you are still fucked. Right? Sure, or if you instinctually draw in Stormlight, then you're also fucked.
I'm just saying that the danger of Shallan having this dagger to stab Mraize is that she can do something to Mraize, and she can't anymore.
Yeah, you just gotta stab better.
She can't do anything anymore. The one weapon that they brought into the visions that was going to actually do something is now neutered. Mm-hmm. Right? It can't work anymore. So, like, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Like, this weird stalemate between these characters is now not even a stalemate anymore, or it's even more of a stalemate, I guess, because they actually can't hurt each other anymore. The only weapon in in these visions that could have harmed them now doesn't have any anti-light in it anymore because it's been used.
Well, no, I mean, Emrys does say that the daggers is more towards the Spren than the Radiance, which, yeah, if Pattern gets stabbed,
but if the Spren aren't going into the visions, and they're using their powers from outside the visions to influence the visions, but the Spren aren't in the visions, then nobody can hurt the Spren, so that's not even a threat. No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're outside the visions, influencing the visions, but they're not in them.
No, they are still physically manifested there, I thought.
That's not...
I thought we saw Gliss and Toomey.
No. She calls to Gliss and Toomey because they're outside the vision influencing the vision, but they're not in the vision with them.
But we've seen them there, so...
The only time we've seen them is when they're in the place that they've created, but they don't bring them with themselves into the visions. So the Spren aren't even in danger. The anti-light dagger is no longer an anti-light dagger. You know what I mean? And so this weird plot line of, like, these spies having to hunt each other in the visions, I don't know that it can go anywhere.
Right.
It's weird because it's like they can't hurt each other anymore. They use the anti-light. It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of, with the Shallan stuff, we're just kind of stuck on, like, they're just going to keep running into each other and they're going to keep not being able to kill each other. Mm-hmm. They're in a place where they can't really die. You know what I mean? Like, it's everything's Stormlight everywhere here. So, like, I don't know how it moves forward. And they fought 3 times to a stalemate that is not getting more interesting. They're not changing their language, right?
Yeah. It's also, because you said Stormlight is in everything and everywhere, I definitely would have thought that would have had more impact on the daggers and getting stabbed as well.
That would have been interesting if, like, the daggers interacted with the spiritual realm in some way. That could have been really cool. Just been a little
lackluster, I think, is the problem. Because they did feel like a big deal. Obviously, like, Fenderana died, Teft died. Mm-hmm. Like, we had this whole moment with Rabonia. Like, it was so big in the last book.
Yeah.
I think it could have a little more impact.
Yeah, and it might. I think the problem is that this book is so big and so long and so much that by the time it does, it's going to feel like that book was so long ago, even though in world it hasn't been, right? Because it's just days. But for the reader, it's like, that was 1,000 pages ago. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep.
Shall we get into the chapters?
Let's do it.
Chapter 55, we start with the epigraphs of this section, which is someone writing a letter to Sephandrius, which is Wit.
Fucking Wit.
Who is Hoyd, who's also Midius, who's also...
There's probably several more names that we don't know yet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a time.
Yeah. This chapter begins with Venli. Hey.
Hey, girl, what's up?
Been a minute. Yeah. Venli is worried. We cut over to Dalinar.
That is apt, yes.
Yeah, but Venli and her mom kind of talk about how she's like, shit, man.
Yeah. No.
Oh, man, thank you for becoming a member of the Nerdy, the Wordy, the Book Club.
Thank you.
Welcome in.
Enjoy those reactions.
Venli, so Venli is talking to the stones.
The other listeners are creating friend bonds too.
Yeah.
She's a little bit worried that Odium is gonna come just fucking.
I mean, he is. She's worried because she's right.
Yeah, but she also doesn't know that Odium is now Taravangian. And I don't know.
No one knows that yet.
No,
so.
Yeah. Well. Right. No one knows.
They haven't figured out it's Taravangian.
No.
Yeah.
But Wit does know that it's no longer what's his butt.
Rays.
Okay. Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Venli's worried. She talks to her mom, and her mom is like, I mean, we got chasm fiends. We got people.
Life is good.
And I have an idea from one of the old songs. We then cut to Dalinar in the world of visions. This is what I'm talking about immediately.
Yeah.
We cut from an idea in the real world to Dalinar in a vision.
In a vision, in like black armor, like slaughtering people, leading an army, working for Odium. Like he's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but and like if I think that if we didn't cut in and out of the spiritual world within a chapter, maybe I could be like, well, there's like chapters that take place in the spiritual world and chapters that take place in the real world, and at least that's separate.
Yeah.
But immediately here, this is what I'm talking about like the structure of this book is weird because these two things have not a fucking thing in common with one another. They just have there's no connective thread between Venli talking to her mom about the songs and Dalinar in a vision in the spiritual realm.
Yeah. And
so it's an odd break, especially because in the audiobook you literally got to change a narrator. And so you're like, why is this? Why here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he is seeing futures where he's lost the contest and he now works for Odium.
Yeah. And
because of that, he is freaking out, and he is flexing his bond smithing to try and connect himself with Navani, who shows up with the ribbon and is like, hey, this will take us to the vision.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God for Navani.
And they arrive at a new vision. This time, they are back with the Heralds, and they are talking about how humans be conquested. Humans be expanding beyond their borders, a thing that humanity has never done in our world.
Nope, never.
We've always been so peaceful about our agreed upon borders with our allies.
Yeah, we never try and take stuff that doesn't belong to us. It's never happened. Not once. Do not go to the British Museum. Linus says, I think he should have just had each day be a super long chapter, to be honest. Chapters imply some kind of cohesion and break between them. I think that would have been very long, but I do think maybe something that could have helped this section, this book, is like the spiritual realm stuff, because it doesn't move within time in the way that we understand it moving in time. Those sections can be kind of grouped together,
except for the
fact
fact
don't
that,
need to be in and out of chapters.
Again, this is where the problem of Brandon wanting it to be in order comes, because Dalinar's watch ties the events of the spiritual realm to specific minutes.
Okay, but he's not telling us the
world.
time. He's just saying, a few seconds have passed. So we don't actually know.
I understand that. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But the book is, other than the interludes, which do jump back in the day, the entire book is in order. And so what he is saying is that at the minute where Venli is doing this is what is going on with Dalinar.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's where, I mean, the structure doesn't need that.
Yeah.
But that's... Or like the epigraphs could have been the visions. You know what I mean? There's ways that it could have been played with. Or you could have just been like Dalinar, Venli, Adolin, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of things that, you know, could have happened.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is fair.
But yeah, it's just, it's cutting from Venli to Dalinar is just such a random...
Yeah.
The beginning of Venli's story in this book to the middle of Dalinar's, it's just very strange. It's a very odd sort of like... I understand that all this information is relevant, but as the reader, I don't feel like I'm being like led through it in a way that feels comfortable. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
Which is what I want a book this big to do, is to like really help me know where we're at and how we're feeling in the moment. Really give me that like, okay, the guy who is leading the Jungle Cruise knows what the jokes are going to be before they come out.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like we're on like the Jungle Cruise movie ride, where like The Rock is like, I don't know how to drive a boat, but there's a waterfall ahead of us.
Great, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dalinar does end up finding Gavinor. He's like, wow, I feel bonds and connections. And just like yoinks Gavinor out of nowhere.
I'm not gonna lie. I like this section quite a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm complaining a lot. I'm sorry. I really thought the Gavinor part of this was going to be way more interesting, but it is really just a child with them who is just whining. Like, it is interesting that they're having to coddle him so much, but the visions... I'm going to say something that might be controversial. You could take Gavinor out of the visions completely, and they just would be more interesting. I don't care.
I don't know about more interesting.
I don't give a fuck about Navani having to be like, no, Gav, we're playing pretend 25 times.
Well, I thought he was going to be interesting when he, like, asks the heralds why everyone's so sad. You know, like, I thought that him actually, like, interacting with the vision would be... would shake things up in a way, right? Like, because the one thing that people always say about children is that, like, they don't have a filter, right? Like, they will say the things, they will ask the questions that other people in the room won't. And I just, I thought that would have more impact on what was going on later, and then it just kind of, like, doesn't.
But instead he's just... The problem... I understand what you're saying, and I do think that that's a cool idea if the visions could respond to him. But they kind of can't. You know what I mean?
Can.
Yes and no, though, because every time he talks, everything just comes to a screeching halt. Because they're like, oh, that Spren is talking. What the fuck is going on? Why is the Spren talking? You know what I mean? Like, it's more...
But they answer him, like...
Kind of. I
just wish that the answer was more interesting and that it went somewhere.
But that's the problem, is that everything Gavinor has done so far has been more of a roadblock than it has been opening the world up at all. Mm-hmm. And it does feel like Gavinor has been thrust into these visions, and Navani has been given the role of taking care of Gavinor while Dalinar goes off and does stuff.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I'm like, man, I thought he was going to be this, like, cool, like, oh, we've got to find him, or the fact that he's here was going to cause, like, a big problem, or any, like, thing like that. And it's mostly been like, all right, Navani, you're a woman, right? You take care of the boy. I'm going to go do my job. My name's Dalinar Kholin, and I believe in gender roles.
Well, we already know that.
Oh, 100%. I hate to say it. I think that Navani interacting with the visions is more interesting than Dalinar, because Navani's brilliant, and Dalinar is a goofball, dad asshole. You know what I mean? Like, Dalinar...
I don't know if he's a goofball. That's not how I would describe that character.
Dalinar is Red Foreman from That 70s Show. And Navani's a fucking scientist. And every time Navani's interacting with the vision, she's like... This is the greatest day of my life. This is the coolest shit. And I'm like, yeah, give me more of that. And then she's like, I have to go play grandma. And I'm like, fuck grandma. Dalinar, go take care of your fucking grandnephew. Dalinar, you go be granddad and let Navani interact with the heralds. She is smart. And it's more interesting when she does it because she asks really cool questions.
Yeah.
And fucking Dalinar's over here like, woman, take care of that child. I need to go get an honor blade. I want a sword. I'm like, god damn, dude's a fucking man-child.
Well, there's a reason he wants the sword.
Yeah, because he wants a fucking sword.
No, I agree with him, Brace. I think that that Gavinor there will be important later on. But yeah, right now I expected a little bit more.
I just would have left him floating in the ether until it was going to be more interesting. And maybe this is just because I don't like kids. This might just be like my own, like, I don't want kids around.
Oh my god.
Gavinor kind of came into Sideline Navani in a way that I have not. It's still good. The chapters are good, so it's not like it ruined anything. But I think the chapters would be better if Navani was more involved.
Okay, that's fair.
It is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because she's fucking great.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're talking about maybe going to war with the listeners or the singers
yeah.
because they are essentially like, if you go live in the Singerlands, you have to be servants basically. It's not great. It's an imperfect system, but also we are like colonizing their planet kind of. So there was never going to be a perfect system. But we also meet Elodie, who is Elle, who is the singer, who I think will be very important later for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't imagine why. No rhythms, but yeah.
This character's been really cool in one interlude so far, or I guess in two interludes so far. Two interludes,
yeah, there were 2 interludes.
And at some point in this book will start to be relevant, I fucking hope.
Yeah, it was fun to be introduced to him here.
I worry it's too late.
Oh, okay, I'm not worried about that.
We're halfway through this book, and Elodie is... I don't know. I'm a little bit... when that interlude happened, I really thought Elodie was going to start to be relevant in the present. Mm-hmm. That we were going to interact with him in some way in the present. And I'm a little bit worried about how late in the game we're going to try and make this the villain for Sigil to fight. Like, I guess
No, Moash is there.
But that's the problem, right? Moash is there. So what is Elle's purpose in the fight? If Sigil has Moash to fight, right? If Elle is running the Shattered Plains fight, why are our characters gonna care about that? It's interesting that he is the leader of the Shattered Plains fight as a footnote in a historical document on what happened at the Shattered Plains. But right now, no one of our characters knows this person exists.
Sure.
There's no emotional connection to the villain between the heroes and the villains because literally our characters do not know that this person is a person. No one's met him. He's not interacted with any human being that we are following in this series. He's not even interacted with the listeners, right? This is a character that is like the scary listener, big bad monarch guy that is going to be important to the final fight of this. Abity is a fucking joke.
You said the monarch guy, and I just...
Well, no, but he's like the ruler or whatever. He didn't want a title.
I know.
And so I'm worried it's going to be, by the time Elle interacts with a human in this storyline, I'm worried it's going to be too late for me to really get invested in the emotional meaning of him as a villain.
Sure.
While he's at a fight that Moash is at.
Yeah.
Right? Moash is... Taking any time away from Moash at this point feels almost like a waste to me because you just didn't build this character up enough. Just let Moash be that person.
Yeah, and we don't know what Elle is going to be yet, so... Moash could be that person.
No, Moash is Moash. Moash has his own thing to do.
Yeah. So, I don't know, we don't know where Elle is. He hasn't interacted with anyone. He might not actually be that relevant in this book. There's still 5 more books.
I don't give a shit about the, there's 5 more books thing. I don't care. This is the giant conflict of this story is this book. Everyone keeps making excuses for this book being like, what? But there's 5 more books. No. We built up to this conflict.
I'm not mad about being introduced to a character that becomes more relevant as the series goes on.
I find that being an excuse for characters not being that relevant in the moment to be... And I've said this since Way of Kings, right? Since the interludes of Way of Kings, where I was like, this is meaningless.
Yeah, but I honestly hate when I pick up book 2 or 3 or 4 of a series, and somebody new shows up that I've never even fucking heard of before, and they're just basically the main character or the main antagonist or whatever it is. I'm like, why, if they're so important in this world, why haven't I heard from them before? I find that very jarring.
That's how I feel about Elle. If El is such an important listener, why did we not hear about him till the interlude at the very end of last book?
Because they get woken up at different times. He wasn't there. He was not around.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I just think that if he's going to matter a lot to the end of this book, I wish he'd been foreshadowed more. And
I don't know if he's going to matter in this book. That's all I'm saying.
There's no one else for our characters to fight.
Moash
isn't
Odium?
I mean, Dalinar's going to fight Odium, but like, I don't know. The faceless masses is just less interesting to me than our characters having someone to have an emotional sort of feeling about.
That's not. Those are not faceless masses. Odium and Moash are people.
No one is fighting Odium and Moash right now. Odium and Moash have done literally nothing in this book.
Yeah, but that's what we're building.
Not a damn thing.
Towards.
I know, but our characters are fighting right now.
Yeah,
they're just kind of
only halfway through the book. Like, if we're getting to the big conclusion should be the emotionally impactful
but we're
part.
800 pages in.
I agree. The book is long.
800 pages into this book.
I agree, but the book has to ramp. It has to have some kind of structure within it. Like, it is going somewhere. It's just a really fucking long book.
And
like
maybe that's what it all comes down to, is that
yeah.
I'm like, I would really like for...
Like, we should be here by now, guys.
We're like 700-800 pages in. These fights should already be more interesting than they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nimvin says, Nerdy is being very bourgeoisie right now, doesn't care about the faceless masses. I want to care about the faceless masses. I'm not really being given a reason to by the book. Mm-hmm. Right? We have Szeth's old friends, coworkers, but we don't know who they are until we meet them. Like, we meet them and they die in the same scene. Posen is more interesting now that he's dead, because in the flashbacks, I'm like, oh, Posen, that guy just killed himself. Like, all of these people are being introduced to us as Szeth is like, oh yeah, this person mattered a lot to me. Stabs them through the chest. This is my old mentor. Cuts his head off. I'm like, oh, I guess you...
Well, yeah, we know that they're all fucking corrupt as shit.
Blue Sun says, since you don't the like of immediate relevance, how would you have done Risen's story, Nerdy? Instead of interludes, would you make it a single novella? Risen gets a novella.
Yeah,
that's
and it's
the
great.
Crazy thing.
And it's awesome.
That's the crazy thing, is that Risen's interludes could have been just part of the novella, because the novella is good.
Yeah.
Risen's interludes don't interact with the story very much. Well, no, you kind of need them for her to be at the end of Oathbringer, weirdly.
But even if you don't know who she is, the story still carries on as it would have, like... Her being someone that we just know the history of in that moment, like, doesn't super matter.
No, because she just has a gem.
Yeah, I think Chiri Chiri is honestly the more important part of that.
But Chiri Chiri hasn't interacted with the main plot
since that moment.
Yeah,
that is literally the only moment.
Yeah.
No, and I loved her novella. I thought it was
Dawnshard's great. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Like, more of that. That was banging. For sure.
But I think that ultimately, what I think about Wind and Truth is that this book should have just been a bunch of novellas. And the war stuff and the Dalinar stuff should have been a book. But the rest of it could have been, like, maybe it's really just Kaladin and Szeth, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't really know how Adolin would be a novella.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have fucking ended the Shallan Ghostblood shit in Rhythm of War.
Oh, yeah.
I would have just ended it in Rhythm of War and not had it be a part of this book. Because right now, like, it's not even that I want the Shallan stuff to be its own novella. I don't give a shit about Shallan versus Mraize anymore. I don't know how it's relevant to fucking anything. And I just don't care. It's nice to see R'lain and Renarin have, like, gay time in space, but...
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the Mraize stuff.
Yeah.
Not
my favorite.
I don't know how the book's gonna get me there. Every time they pop in and they just are like, I made you, little knife. No, I'm mentally ill and so I can't kill him even though I'm gonna stab him, but it's not gonna do anything. I guess we're gonna fight again tomorrow. I'm like, I couldn't be bothered to give a fuck about this dialogue and these two characters doing this again. I don't want to read these two interacting ever again. We've done it too many times. The like cocky little knife shit is so fucking done, and it's not going anywhere. And I find it so boring every time Shallan shows up this book, which sucks because I thought that from Words of Radiance to honestly most of her stuff in Rhythm of War, she was one of the best characters in the series.
Yeah.
And then in this book, every time she's on screen, I'm like, I cannot believe that we're still doing this.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we're still spinning our circles about little knife. But I have secrets. Don't you want to know secrets? And Shallan's like, oh, I do want to know secrets. Oh my God, maybe I don't want to kill him. It's interminable. And it's wild. And so I don't know. This book is good. I need to stop. I need to stop talking about Shallan because it's distracting from the fact that the book is good. Chapter 56. L tells Dalinar and the Heralds, don't cross the mountains.
Yeah. Also, Dalinar brings up having Honor control the surge binding, and Ishar's like,
oh, was that in that chapter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, how did you know?
Yeah.
Collect.
Because they're already like planning something.
Collect.
Yeah.
Chapter 56 by Bonds and Spren. Wait, actually, before we go on, can we just talk for 1 second?
About the previous chapter?
About that, yeah. I'm confused by the way this book is treating the reveal that that humans had surges prior to the Spren bond. Did we talk about this last week on book club? We might have.
I don't know what you mean.
Navani and Dalinar are too surprised by the fact that humans had surges before Spren bonds for me. It doesn't make any sense that they're confused by this. Well, yeah, because they know that the
planet died because of the surges.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about this for a long time. But the fact that Navani and Dalinar are like, oh, wait, they had surges is kind of like nonsensical to me. And I don't know. What did they think? How did they think Ashen died? They've known about that for over a year.
Yeah, we literally know that the surges are what killed the planet.
But Navani and Dalinar are like, wait,
they don't know that and we just know that?
They had surges before. How did they have surges? Like, it's like...
Is that a reveal to them in this section?
No,
Somebody knows that because we know that. Like, we found out as the audience through somebody.
No, we found out that they destroyed Ashen through the surges in Oathbringer. Which means that Dalinar and Navani have known that the surges pre-existed them being on Roshar for over a year. Which is why I'm like, yeah, did you guys never, like, think about this?
I think there's a one-off sentence about it. Like, where they're like, oh, yeah, right. How did they have surges before the bond? I don't know. Don't have time to think about that. Like, I think that literally might have happened.
I don't know. It just felt weird in this book that they're both like, whoa, what? They're surging. They're doing surges. And I'm like, yeah, they destroyed a whole planet with it. Yeah, anyway. Chapter 56 by Bonds and Spren.
Okay, so apparently the reveal is that they did not have Spren bonds on Ashen for the surges. But I see in my brain, I'm like, Spren are native to Roshar. They're from Roshar. They're not from Ashen. They're like, I never was under the assumption that there were Spren on Ashen. So that's a bit of a weird one. Maybe
they assumed Spren were still involved on Ashen. Yeah, maybe they assumed Spren. Yeah, that's possible.
But the Spren say that they're from Roshar. Like, Syl is like...
But Ashen could have had its own Spren. Because if...
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Because there are Void Spren. So there could have been Spren on Roshar. Or on Ashen. Because the Spren... Because Odium has his own Spren. And on Ashen, they called him Passion. So it wouldn't have been... There wouldn't have been any Honor Spren. But there would have been Spren. Unless Odium started to have Spren after they moved to Roshar. And Odium didn't have Spren when he was just Passion on Ashen. Passion on Ashen! Oh my god, wait, that's so funny.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess the reveal is that there were just that there were not Spren there
And no bonds.
Yeah, because they definitely find out in Oathbringer that the planet died because of the surges.
There are some times where Navani is the scientist who is like this character that considers a lot of stuff. And then there's times where she's like, I spent 0 time thinking about that in the last year. She's
been busy babysitting. You know what I mean? Chapter 56. This is Sigzil.
Wait, the epigraph. The person writing the letter to Sephandrius is the god of Nalthis. Which planet is Nalthis?
Great question.
Which one was Nalthis?
Which one
is that
Nalthis?
Warbreaker?
I think it might be, yeah.
What was the name of the investiture on Warbreaker?
Breaths.
No, yeah, breaths, but breaths were did we ever find out what god that was?
No, I don't think we know what shard is there, unless I'm just forgetting it.
Endowment.
Yeah, I don't think we ever found that out.
Oh my god, wait, Nalthis has the god of big dicks?
Yeah. That's why Vasher had to leave.
I'm swinging big dick energy.
Vasher had to
my
leave.
god, because his dick got too big. If you spend too long under the god of endowment, your dick gets too large.
I was going to say, like, he just didn't fit in, you know?
Oh, you think Vasher has a small penis? Not with that confidence. No, I think it's more likely that the longer you live on Nalthis, the bigger your dick gets. And then once you get to like Fuda proportions,
they're like, you can't do anything with it. It just gets in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got that horse cock.
That's rough.
Yeah. That's why he's drunk and like a sad adept. He can't go have sex anymore.
So sad.
There's no one that shit's gonna fit inside of.
Yeah, so it does. In the epigraph, it does say that I bring blessings to the people of Nalthis, gifting them the power of the gods, which is
it's endowment.
What
That's what
happens
his name
in
is.
Warbreaker is making the people gods, which is interesting.
That's how Gandalf got his big naturals.
That checks out.
I was about to say like I would love to see Gandalf with big naturals, but I have seen Jessica Nigri's cosplay, so
100%.
I've seen it. I know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's out there. Although naturals.
Wow.
What?
That is your friend.
Yes.
That is your friend, and you're calling her out on the internet.
She's not trying to hide that she's had her boobs done. Like, I just want to be very clear on that.
Jessica Nigri is all natural.
Well.
So is Taylor, okay?
Oh my god, yeah, they don't have a group that's literally called Surgery.
Whoa. We're live.
Yeah, they don't care. They got a group chat where they talk about all the shit they've had done.
I want to be very clear. I did not reveal any of this. This was all her.
I'm not shitting on anyone. They're very, very open. Taylor made a whole video about all the shit she's got done.
I'm just giving shit. So endowment is like, I don't want to fight, which makes sense. I just want to make big dicks. Watch them pound pussies. Sigzil is fighting the Heavenly Ones on Narak. Welcome to Narak. Windrunner. I am a Windrunner. I'm a Windrunner. Sigzil...
I am a listener, because that's where they used to live.
They're not there anymore.
I know, but that's where they were.
No. It's sort of like how in Come From Away, the song isn't about how the indigenous people don't live there anymore.
Oh my god.
So Leighton is like, hey, Narak Forest falling, which is good. Your plan is working. But we don't have Stormlight. Because we have a massive problem. Dalinar isn't sending Stormlight through the Oath Gates.
He's not just like popping open the perpendicularities to resupply.
Yeah, which I didn't even like consider until this moment. He
didn't either.
Their war plan. Well, no, he did. His plan was not to be gone for days. The plan was to be gone for like 20 minutes to check a vision and then pop back out.
No, you're right.
And then their plan was probably to create a huge supply of Stormlight before he went in for a significant amount of time.
But the test went wrong.
Yes.
Right.
And so we end up in this weird position where they are only going to have Stormlight after the high storm.
I just mean he hasn't thought about it at all while he's been in the visions. He's not like, hope my troops are not dying from lack of Stormlight.
Well, and that's where, but that is where the connections of these chapters could have been better.
For sure.
For me, right? That something like that, him and Navani realizing that because they're stuck in there, they're like, if this chapter, because this chapter is Sigzil and Venli, which is connected because they're all on the Shattered Plains. Like that is a chapter connection that does make sense to me.
Yeah.
If this went from Sigzil realizing this to cutting into the vision to Dalinar pulling Navani inside and being like,
uh-oh.
I just remembered they're not going to have Stormlight.
Yeah.
That would have tied a chapter together.
Sure.
That could have been an idea that goes across two things, right?
Yeah.
But instead, it doesn't matter. And so they're running out of Stormlight, and then Sigzil is like, oh, man, if I wasn't here fighting, I could have been doing so much science shit, man. I could have been Jimmy fucking Neutron. Sigzil just wants to do science.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Neutron was...
Oh, Sigzil, the science guy.
Oh my god.
Sig.
And he's got his friend.
Science rules.
Vienta just does all the calculations for him.
Yeah. I want to watch a Mythbusters show, but it's Sigzil and Vienta doing Mythbusters, but they can do really insane shit because Sigzil can't die.
I mean, yeah.
Every episode is just Sigzil finding a new way to blow himself up and heal from it.
Yeah, like that person who was like, I can't get shot through a Bible. If Sigzil did that, he would be fine. Wouldn't have been a problem.
I mean, but genuinely RIP. Like, that was so sad.
What a terrible thing to do.
A situation of their own creation, but that was a tragedy.
Oh, it's horrific. Imagine putting your friend, or I can't remember who shot. Yeah, imagine being like, we're just, it's gonna be a fun experiment, and then you fucking kill someone. Like, I literally cannot imagine them like that. But Sigzil doesn't have that problem, thankfully.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Question is why they haven't just charged a bazillion gems beforehand, though. I think the plan was to come back from this vision, do that, and then hop into...
They weren't intending to go into the spiritual realm for an extended period of time. They were literally testing out the theory with Hoid's, connection rock.
And if it weren't for the fact that Shallan fucked up as bad as she did, everything would have been fine. Yeah. The problem is Shallan shit the bed.
Yeah. No, we have not read The Sunlit Man yet.
We haven't, no. So Sigzil flies off to Narok 4 to go fight the Magnified Ones, which we'll get into them in a second. What the fuck?
Wow. What in the hentai?
What in the Elden Ring? Brandon Sanderson, this world went from being this, very normal kind of sci-fi world of... these two races. One of them has carapace and red and black and white skin.
Yeah, and the other are
humans. Mostly Asian, and which I guess is already kind of hentai. And then, now it's
17 different varieties of fuse that all have different weird bodies and powers and things.
Well, and this is... You picture them as Godskin too? Thank you, Pinky. You know exactly what I'm going for. That fucking boss fight. There's a boss fight in Elden Ring where one of them is this big fat saggy it kind of looks like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare, and then the other person you fight in that is this very tightly wound thin creature thing. And the Magnified Ones were what if both what if they were the Godskin duo and they could change forms?
Right.
You know what? Maybe this is it. The pacing weirdness of this book is that I think there's too many video game plot lines in Wind and Truth.
Too much Elden Ring.
I don't think the others felt as video gamey, but this feels like a video game at times. You have to defend the dome for 5 days is a fucking video game.
Yeah.
You have to go from monastery to monastery and fight the 10. It's that's the most video game ass shit I've ever heard in my life. Interesting. Anyway, we cut to Venli.
And then you have Expedition 33 with all the cutscenes in the spiritual realm.
You don't even know anything about Expedition 33.
I know.
You'll have to play it so the $33,000 goal for Heroes Up Orders 2 is that we will produce a Expedition 33 actual play next year. And if we hit it, you have to play the game.
I know.
Because I will spoil the shit out of the game.
No, of course. Yeah, no. Yeah, guys, if we hit $33,000 for charity.
Yeah. We're going to do an Expedition 33. I have like a 6-episode
idea.
idea.
I will put my playthrough on the internet.
Hell yeah.
If we hit that goal.
Actual play or...
I don't know. Either a live stream or an actual play, but I've heard like people get
Not actual play. Let's play?
Yeah, I feel like people get really... I've heard people are very spoilery with this game. To streamers.
Oh, I wasn't spoiled at all. People get very pushy about what abilities you should level up and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
I found my chat was very pushy about the mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
But I did not find them to spoil the plot at all.
Good. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
But I am also not a woman.
Yeah.
It is different for female live streamers.
That's true.
Shitty boys like to try and ruin women's experiences on the internet. That's just reality.
Yeah.
We cut over to Venli. Venli is with Thood, which every time I think of Thood, I think of the Ood.
Yeah, right?
And I just laugh that there's an Ood just following around the listeners. And Jackson, they go to Leshwi and they're like, hey, Leshwi, what's up? And Leshwi's like, I don't have my powers anymore.
Yeah.
Or
can't fly. I have to walk like a fucking peasant.
And they're like, oh, that sucks. Do you want to fully reject odium? And Leshwi's like, I actually don't know. Like, I don't know if I can live without flying.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not sure I can let that go.
And, Leshwi is kind of convinced, but not, and they are like, let's go find out about the Chasm Fiends.
Pretty much.
And so Thood is like, I wrote a song.
I'm not very good, but I wrote a song. So.
And then that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
This is an interesting idea. It doesn't come back in the rest of the day.
Oh, Leshwi?
Yeah.
She takes more than a day to decide, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for where this might go. I think like Leshwi forming a radiant bond would be fun. Like I like the idea of that, of her becoming honors or something like that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna come back to the Song of the Beasts in a minute here. Chapter 57, which one to follow? Szeth is beating the shit out of kids. And
pretty much, yeah.
Szeth basically wins a fight against a kid. That kid then jumps him and outside of the rules of the fight starts slamming Szeth's head into the ground because Szeth wasn't willing to like finish the fight fully and left an opening. This is something I learned in hockey as a kid. Win the fight. If you want to win a fight, you got to go just past where you're comfortable. But if you go before where you're comfortable, they're going to get up and sucker punch you in the back of the head. So you got to make sure that you win the fight.
I don't know. I think like it'd be hard enough to like punch a person who's standing, let alone someone who's like already on the ground.
You think so? It's really easy.
I don't know if I could do it.
Once you're going, man. But if you let that kid get up and punch you in the back of the head, it hurts way more. I've been beat up a lot, and the thing that I learned from getting beat up is win the fight. When you have the opportunity to win the fight, win the fight. You'll never regret winning the fight, but you will regret losing the fight.
I don't know about that.
Trust me, there's a point where you are like, oh, my ribs are broken, where you're like, I should have won that fight earlier. I should have ended it. Fight dirty. There's no such thing as dirty. Look, these are my rules for life. There's no such thing as dirty in a fight. Win the fight. There's no such thing as a low blow in a fight. Win the fight. You know what I mean? In hockey, don't low blow, obviously. You can only punch in the head. But I'm just saying right now, win the fight. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to let them get up and punch you in the back of the head. Trust me. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, Nerdy's read Ender's Game.
I have read Ender's Game. Yeah. Didn't know the guy's politics at the time.
Yeah, me neither.
Rough.
That was interesting. I actually read that book because I saw the movie. And I thought it was a really interesting premise, but...
Skepcat says the large man says win the fight. Here's the thing. When I was getting the shit kicked out of me, I was not the large man. I was the smallest kid in my class. And I learned a lot of lessons about what it is like to lose fights back then, which is why I don't lose them now. I don't start fights. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if someone is going to start a fight, I am going to end it as fast as possible. because I don't want to deal with what Szeth deals with here, which is that the kid gets upset and starts slamming his head into the ground repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the teacher is like, hey, Szeth, you're always a problem. And Szeth is like, shut the fuck up and fight me. You want to be my teacher? Prove that you can be my teacher.
Well, no. The teacher tries to give him a punishment. He's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And the teacher's like, what do you do what I tell you to? He's like, but I didn't deserve this punishment. I'm not going to lie. This chapter, I'm pretty sure, like, different scenario, but was, like, pulled from my childhood.
What do you mean?
I struggled as a kid so hard with a very, very, very strong sense of morality and right and wrong. Like I truly believe that I knew like what was right and what was not.
You still think that?
Yeah, I still think that, but
they're not always right.
But now I'm not in a position where like I can really be punished for things that I don't believe are justified. Right? I have a like vivid memory. Shut up! I have a like vivid memory of like my mom trying to give me a timeout when I was like fucking, I don't know, 6 maybe. I literally like couldn't even tell you how old I was. We stood there screaming at one another for, and it was like, this was like time. No joke, for nearly 2 hours. She'd be like, go to your room. And I was like, no, I don't know what I did wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. And it would just be like this, this like not understanding of what I did wrong, not understanding like why I deserve to be punished in that moment.
Yeah.
And I literally, it got to the point where I like was picked up, put in my room, and I immediately passed out because I was so exhausted from just like from like fighting, from like this like butting of heads because I could not understand what the problem was. And so like I was reading this and I was like, oh, I feel like I totally understand Szeth in this moment. He's like, I'm not taking a punishment. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't understand why I deserve this in this moment. And he's like, and so then he beats up his teacher, and then he's like, well, maybe that went too far, so I guess I'll go do my laps.
Yeah. And so Szeth, wins the fight, easily defeats a sergeant, despite being 14.
Like, no problem at all.
And this is where I realized Szeth is like almost 40, which is crazy to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Szeth is 14 here and it's 23 years ago, he's 37.
Right.
Like, this whole time, I'm not going to lie.
Rough life.
These whole books, I've been like, oh yeah, Szeth is like 25.
Yeah.
He's 37 years old.
I think we like knew that, but because he's so like
I had no idea how old he was.
In his emotional state, I don't know.
I had no idea how old he was.
Really?
I don't think it's ever mentioned how old Szeth is.
Huh. For some reason that wasn't like a like surprise.
It was when I found out he was 37, I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I knew he was older.
Especially because years are longer in Rashar, right? It's like 1.3 or something. So he's actually like mid 40s. Like Szeth is like a middle-aged man.
Yeah, I guess.
I figured I was older than Szeth. You know what I mean? I just figured I was older than Szeth. And it makes Kaladin walking around being like, Szeth, man, you gotta listen to me. I know so much about life. Szeth is like, or Kaladin's 20. Kaladin is a 20-year-old man following a 40-year-old man around being like, dude, we gotta talk about your emotional behavior. And he's like, dude, you're 20 years old. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
You've barely lived, my guy. What do you mean you're gonna tell me what to do?
Szeth is also barely lived. Like in a way, right? Like he's so fucked up and has not had the chance to like mature properly. That I think that honestly Brandon Sanderson's done a great job of writing that feeling.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm mostly just making jokes. I just think it's funny to have a 20-year-old trying to a 20-year-old person whose like therapy experience is he talked to a couple of people a couple of times and made them feel a little bit better, and he's going around following a 37-year-old traumatized soldier and being like, you just gotta think warrior thoughts, man. And this middle-aged man is like,
Warrior
what the
thoughts.
fuck are warrior thoughts?
Hey, he says it helped, okay? That moment when your doctor looks like a child to you, yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Szeth is 4 years older than me. And if a 20-year-old tried to tell me that I needed to work on my emotional well-being, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Hey,
You're
Kaladin's
a
been through a
child.
lot. He's been through a lot, okay?
I know, but I'd be like, dude, I'm okay. You're a kid.
Yeah, but if it was a 20-year-old on Roshar, they'd be like, you know, their brains would be mostly developed. Because it's like closer to
Kaladin's
24.
brain is almost developed, and Szeth is a middle-aged man.
Szeth is not developed in any sense because he was turned into a killing machine slave. He is very stunted.
That happened after he was an adult, though. That happened in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In your most formative years.
Your 20s are not your most formative years.
I don't know. Whatever
Your
happened
teens
between
are
like
without a
18
doubt
and
your most formative
23, that was a time.
Pinky Armado says, what about a 20-something therapist? I would never go to a 20-something therapist. I need my therapist to be older than me.
But you're just going to keep getting older.
And my therapist should as well. They should get older.
What if they're retired? Like, but people retire. Like, what if you're like 60?
Then I would, like, someone in their 50s, yeah.
All right.
I couldn't, right now, I could not go to a therapist who's 24 years old.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I think that, I'm not saying they shouldn't be a therapist. I'm just saying they couldn't be a therapist for me.
Sure.
Like, I need my therapist to be of an age and of a, like, life experience bracket.
Where it feels like you're on an even playing field. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to feel like... It would be hard to feel like your therapist understands you when they feel like they're in a completely different place in life.
Nimbin brings up doctors. I don't mind my doctor being younger than me because doctors are dealing with, like, objective things. Like, I don't need my surgeon to be older than me. If he knows how to fucking do the surgery, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a, like, my doctor can be 25 and understand how to diagnose the prescription medication I need.
Yeah.
With therapy, like, it's so much a relational thing, and I just need I would like for my therapist to be in their 30s. And when I was in my 20s, I wanted my therapist to be in their 20s.
Yeah.
I didn't want a 60-year-old therapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want somebody from a different generation to be trying to tell me how I should be feeling about things that they just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like...
But Kaladin is the only one, so...
Like, I think that, like, if you're a millennial, your therapist should be a millennial. If you're a child, obviously, it's different. And I think that child behavioral psychology is a very different thing.
For sure.
But I'm much more comfortable with a therapist who grew up with the same technological advances that I did so that they can understand how I relate to those things. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
The problem with, like, a 24-year-old therapist isn't that they're not going to know how to do their job.
Yeah.
But that their, like, worldview is so different from mine. Mm-hmm. And their understanding of, like, their pop culture connections and the language they use, all of the things are going to be fundamentally different than mine. Yeah. And I think that that's a barrier that's harder to get over in therapy in a way that in a doctor isn't. Because I'm like, I have a rash.
You don't
what
need
is
to
it? You know what I
relate
mean?
to
Like,
them, yeah.
I just need them to know what a rash is.
Yeah.
It's not Blue Sign. It's not even an experience thing. You can have a lot of experience and be young. I want my therapist to kind of be where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Or a little bit ahead of me. But like if my therapist is like, yeah, like I'm like trying to pay rent and I'm like, that's not the part of life I'm in right now. Like you and I are in different parts of life. Or I don't want my therapist to be 80 and retiring. You know what I mean? Like I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like, yeah, I don't know how to use my cell phone. Yeah. How about I give you therapy and you show me how to use Gmail?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And Reese, no.
Oh my God.
Stop that right now.
Yeah. Oh, AI. We had our first confirmed Anthropic hack.
What?
We had our first confirmed like AI agent mass hacking.
AI agent.
People using AI agents to commit like crimes, like data breaches and stuff.
Oh.
Anthropic said that 30 high value targets have they managed to get around Anthropic's safeguards by using multiple agents who were all left in the dark of what the goal was. And they were able to use AI. It was the first, like, digital crime confirmed by an AI company.
It was the company that committed it?
No. Anthropic was saying that they figured out that this happened and that it was Anthropic. It was Claude code that was used for it. And so we're there, y'all. It's starting.
Is that any different than someone else using a different kind of code?
What do you mean?
Like, does it matter? Like, hacks happen all the time. Like,
sure. But the idea being that AI...
I'm genuinely asking,
if AI starts to be the ones to do it,
yeah.
it will begin to ramp up at a rate that we don't know how we can keep up with.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, there is a point where one of the like doomsday scenarios with AGI is that if it decides that it wants to hack everything, it has unlimited time in a way that humans don't.
Oh.
And it will only get better at it as it tries things.
Right.
And so it will eventually just crack it, right? No, James Ross, in this case, it did it with prompting. So someone was prompting AI to, even though Claude has safeguards in it so that people can't use it for this, it used multiple agents to get around it basically, they used multiple different AI agents to get around the barriers that are put in place to safeguard by hiding what the like goals of the prompts were by splitting it into different agents so that the agents got around their own safeguards because they couldn't see the full picture. And so it's pretty frightening. CodeMonkey76 brings up a great point. It increases the accessibility of hacking. People don't need to know the networking or code. They just need to know what to tell the AI to go try to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, damn.
Yeah.
The thing with security is that time cost is everything. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It was a genuine question of like, does it really make a difference? Like, what programs are being used in this sense? But yeah. Okay. Well, damn. That's fun. Love that for us.
Yeah. The thing with security is that the time cost is everything. Yeah. Absolutely.
Chapter 57?
Yeah, we're still in here. Szeth gets sent to his the general's office for his mom shows up while he's running laps and she makes him drink some water, which is very sweet. And then he gets sent off to the general.
She also fucking hates it here.
And his mom and dad are getting divorced slowly.
Pretty much.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
And Szeth gets sent to the general. The general is not there because he actually gets sent to his dad.
Yeah.
And his dad is like, "Hey, I'm mad at you, but like you beat up an adult, and that's kind of sick. That's kind of cool. Hey."
Yeah, you kind of did that. You know what? I think
you're beating the shit out of adults. That's kind of amazing.
I'm gonna make you master the training ground, so you're not gonna have to go out there and like kill anybody. And Szeth is like, "Damn, that sounds great. Actually, I love that."
At every step along the way, people keep like being like, "Hey, Szeth, what about this job that doesn't involve killing people?" And Szeth's like, "I'll do it."
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then it doesn't work out.
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
And so then they climb the mountain and they go meet the honor bearers, Posen and Sivi.
Mm-hmm.
And Szeth is like, "I don't want to hurt people." And Posen is like, "Oh, great. Why don't you go work in the slaughterhouse and kill animals until that stops?"
You have to repeatedly expose yourself to death so that you become desensitized to it. Have fun!
Which is interesting because, you know, one of the arguments that I make about my not being vegan and when vegans are like, "Yeah, but like we kill animals for food." And I'm like, "Yeah, but like I didn't like have like a job in a slaughterhouse, but I did like 4-H. I don't know. It was
I'm not familiar with the term.
I did like spent time in a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
To see what it was growing up working around farms and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a swine slaughterhouse outside of Calgary that I did a couple of shifts in to like experience it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I was interested, and the opportunity came up, and I experienced that. And I've done light hunting, and like I've skinned an animal before, right?
Yeah.
And one of the arguments I make is I know, when vegans are like, "Oh, but we're like killing animals for food," and I'm like, "No, I know, I've done it, I've seen it, I've interacted with it like in person, and it's awful in so many ways, but that's life." And there is something about this was interesting to me because Posen being like, go kill animals. And what's fascinating about that to me is that I don't think of killing an animal in a slaughterhouse for food as desensitizing me towards killing a human. Like it is
Right.
fundamentally so different that because slaughterhouses don't feel like violence to me. And maybe to some people they do.
Yeah.
And maybe this is an autistic thing where the function of the slaughterhouse is so clear in my head that like I don't see that second. I don't see it as violence.
Mm-hmm.
But for Posen to be like, go do a job and it'll desensitize you to killing humans. I've experienced that, and no part of me wants to kill a human. You know what I mean? And I'm not desensitized to murder at all. And I found the end of this chapter very fascinating in that, as I don't see those two things as being tied together in any way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, culturally, I guess, for them, they view subtracting in any way as a negative.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
it might be more of a cultural connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I grew up in a place where killing to eat is so common.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, cultural. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hunting is, like, a cultural thing. And...
In Calgary?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
I didn't know.
People go hunting all the... Yeah.
Didn't know anyone who hunted. But
we
were near enough the mountains that...
But you also grew up, like, in the city.
The outskirts of it, I guess, yeah.
No, you grew up, like, within the city limits. Like, I literally, I grew up outside the city limits. When we moved to Discovery, we didn't have lights. There weren't streetlights.
Yeah.
We lived in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And spending time on farms and stuff, like, that's just more common out that way. And I don't know. Yeah, this was interesting to me just because culturally to me, killing animals is not akin to violence in a very strange way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a cultural difference between me and the Shin, obviously. But the way it hit my ear was fascinating.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys bring it up in the chat, like that's for this culture it would. And yeah, you're right. You are right. Like I'm not saying that the book is wrong. I'm just saying the way it hit my ear was fascinating. So I was like, oh, it's not the same thing. But for them, it would be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So 58.
Yeah. Chapter 58.
We find out that Endowment has plans to deal with Odium.
Sure, yeah.
Don't know what that is.
Nightblood?
Xyle?
I don't know. No idea what's going on there. But we do bump back to Dalinar's vision.
Yeah.
And he's like asking more questions about like the powers.
Yeah.
But
he's trying to sneak it in awkwardly in the conversation.
But Ishar is like, you need to slow your roll, sir. We see Shalash again, who is like annoyed that she's kind of still being treated as like the child of the group when she's like 60 years old. Wild, crazy. These people do basically fucking live forever. And then the ribbon gets pulled out, so Dalinar is like, oh, the vision's gonna end.
Yeah.
We cut back to Venli, and we get the Song of Beasts, which is the Chasm Fiend song.
Yeah.
About how the Chasm Fiends viewed them being killed as like or being attacked as like a challenge. Like they're very predatorial and I think like
territorial.
Yeah, what's the word where they kind of defer to people based on strength?
I don't know what. Yeah, I hear you saying.
Probably a word for that.
Adolin would love them.
Oh yeah.
Adolin's all about the duel, man.
Yeah, Adolin is gonna ride a fucking Chasm Fiend into battle at some point. He's gonna like duel it, and they're gonna come to an agreement.
I just love that they are culturally like 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, literally, they're like, yeah. Sometimes the little Chasm Fiends will fight the bigger Chasm Fiends, but they don't actually like kill each other. They just they fight because that's how. That's how they relate. How they relate to one another. It's how they become stronger and better but it's not doing it to kill.
And so the Chasm Fiends were nearly driven to extinction because of this. Mostly because they didn't understand that they were being killed while they were pupating. Yeah. Which is when they would cut open the chrysalises on the Shattered Plains. And they just couldn't fathom why anyone would do that, which is so fascinating. Yeah. But now that they understand, they have decided that they just want to be friends and be scritched.
Like, hey, you guys, you won. Well done.
You did it. Hey, we can't beat you. Yeah. We're going to go extinct.
You nearly wiped us all out, so we're just going to...
I don't want to say they've been domesticated because they are sentient.
I mean, it weirdly feels like they've like kind of
sapient. They're
chosen.
Sapient.
They've, chosen to be domesticated. I don't know. You know what? I don't actually know what like the definition of domesticated means.
Yeah, it's a weird. They're not pets.
Because can you choose to be domesticated or?
But they're chill.
Like I don't know.
I just I'm stoked for what this means for the future. Of like
riding chasm fiends.
I want chasm fiend jousting. You know what I mean? In Stormlight 6, I complain a lot that there's no sports in Brandon Sanderson's world, and that he doesn't create like culture.
This is the opportunity that we need.
Chasm fiend jousting.
Yeah.
Or like chasm fiend polo.
Chasm Fiend Pole.
You know what I mean?
Is that going to be in the Stormlight TTRPG that you run?
They go to the Chasm
Instead of Gator Polo?
Oh my god, every time I get a new game, I invent a new version of Polo.
Yeah, that's great.
Gator Polo was so fun.
in the chasms, you know?
God, Gator Polo was good, man. That was a good episode. Yeah, no, I want sports, and I want with shard lances. No. It's the Chasm Fiend Polo, but the shards are really long mallets to hit the ball on the ground, and you have to like knock the ball through the legs of the other Chasm Fiend, and if it goes through every like 2 legs it goes through is a point. Oh my God. So if you get it all the way through without the Chasm Fiend blocking underneath himself, you can get like 10 points in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The ball is also a crab. Yes.
It's actually a sleepless one.
It's like an armadillo in a ball. You know how they can like scrunch up?
Yeah. In fucking El Dorado, the road.
Oh my God, yes. Chell.
Yeah. What a movie.
Chell. Mm-hmm. What a woman.
So we also find out that the Chasm Fiends have to go specifically to the Shattered Plane to have their final transformation.
Because that's where Honor's power is.
Probably, yeah.
They
don't know why.
The shards from the sky landed there, and you're like,
Honor?
Okay.
Question mark?
We're looking for Honor's power. I think it might be...
Here? Yeah, I think it might be here.
In a rock, an islander I am. Yeah. So...
Oh my God.
Jared says, how long can a spren get? I don't know, man. As long as it wants. We've not seen an upper limit to it yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, we have seen it, spren, in fact, extend to make a stab. So.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is something I will not allow in the TTRPG.
You're like, oh, I missed, but can my spren extend by a foot?
Can my spren, like, just warp around their sword so they didn't block it and it hits them?
Right.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Can I do the thing where I turn off my lightsaber and catch them off guard and reignite it?
The most frustrating debate, and then they did it in the Acolyte, and I was like, no, I don't want to fucking talk about this anymore.
I mean, I will say the fights in the Acolyte were cool.
So Venli is like, hey, maybe we should go be friends with the humans and fight Odium with them. And Thuda's like, we really want to be independent. And I'm like, the whole thing with the humans right now is that they are independent nations working together. That you could make this happen.
Yeah, this has got huge potential.
None of you seem to be bringing up the fact that they are an alliance. They are not an empire.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one is bringing up the political structure of Urithiru at the moment, but...
They're like, don't worry about it.
We don't want to be ruled by them. You don't have to be. That's not how it works.
I don't know how much they know, to be fair. They kind of just tried to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no, and that is 100% fair, and I might be a little unfair, but it seems like there's an easy answer here.
Yeah. Anyways, Navani is talking to the Wind. She's like, yo, Wind, we need to find Honor's power. And Wind is like, well, I don't know. That might hurt. Like it would definitely help Dalinar, but I don't know. It might hurt him.
This should have all of the Venli stuff should have been a chapter, and this should have been its own chapter. Because going from Dalinar being like the vision's about to end to Venli to this was weird. This is another weird chapter where I do not understand why these things are together.
Yeah,
I understand that Brandon Sanderson is foreshadowing that the power at the Shattered Plains is Honor's power.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand that these things are connected because Dalinar is looking for Honor's power and Venli is learning about the location of Honor's power. I completely get that is what connects these things in this chapter. It doesn't work. Navani is talking to the wind.
Yeah. Then we get to Dalinar, who's like, I need to know anchor. Yeah. So he like just steals this like disc that's meant to represent this like.
You jumped over the fact that the wind is trying to come up with a backup plan in case Dalinar fails.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like the wind is like, I'm looking for the wind champion because I don't trust Dalinar's plan.
Yeah, she's like, this might not go well.
Who could that be? Kaladin Stormblessed?
No idea.
Who could it be?
Couldn't tell you.
No one knows. No one knows the answer to that.
Anyways, yeah, vision fades and we get to chapter 59. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, Dalinar gets a little rock. He runs out of tent, grabs Navani.
Yeah. First time through. It's Syl. No, Syl wants to be a scribe. But
she could be the champion. I'd be down for that.
She could be.
Yeah.
Just fighting with literature.
Yeah, I don't really know how that would work considering Syl is of honor, but...
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Chapter...
Maybe she's the daughter of the Storm Daddy and the Wind. Like, Wind is mommy, you know?
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know that Spren, like, make babies like that.
We don't know, actually.
Sir Motion over on Twitch says, How to Train Your Chasm Fiend. That's very funny. I want that children's book, Brandon.
How to Train Your Chasm Fiend, but it's Adolin. It has to be Adolin.
No, it has to be a listener.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to stop taking shit away from the listeners here.
I just like Adolin.
I like Adolin too, but like it's got to be like
Relaine. It's Relaine and Renard. We get the gay relationship in the background, and it's Relaine trying to train a Chasm Fiend. Yeah.
Oh my god. We'll piss off the Mormons by making a gay children's book based in a world by a famous Mormon author.
Great. Love it.
That's how we'll get clicks.
We're going to pitch this to Brandon Sanderson. How to Train Your Chasm Fiend coming in
We're never going to meet Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah.
They said we're not allowed to come to Dragonsteel.
The royal they, I guess.
Yeah. Brandon Sanderson sent me an email and was like, your book club is so disgusting.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
And filled with sin. And you're not allowed to come to Dragonsteel this year.
I think Sanderson really cares about sinning. Yeah. I think that's very important. We get another flashback. This is Szeth preparing for a raiding party. One of the Stonewalker raiding party. And he's having this kind of internal debate about what does it mean to do what you're told? Because in the last vision, he's like, how do I do what is right? And Posen says you do what you're told. You listen to other people, and other people will tell you what is right.
Yeah.
And in this instance, Szeth has decided that he has been told to protect the shore, to do what he can do, and is like, well, they didn't tell me exactly how to do that. Therefore, I need to take initiative upon myself to make sure that I am doing what I am told to the best of my ability. Because that is what Posen told me to do. Szeth is very literal.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I get it. I completely understand how he gets to this conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is for... The farmers have been leaving out, like, tributes for the raiders to just take.
Yeah.
And Szeth was like, okay, we're going to plant our weapons.
What if we hide bombs in them?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna hide, like, stuff to start a fire, weapons to get out, and then also
Guys, this is why the TSA makes you take your shoes off.
Yeah, that's it. And also they have hidden... like his soldiers among the like slave tributes that are being taken.
Yeah. I liked the detail of Szeth being like, my soldiers that were willing to forgo working out for a while so that they would look thin.
Yeah. So
like,
they're not super beefy.
Can you imagine being
That was
like, hey
great.
guys, I need you to just not work out for a while so that you look thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. You want us to just lounge?
Yeah.
Or maybe they had to go like just pure cardio. He was like, no, guys, everyone out of the weight room.
Yeah.
We're doing the fake slave thing. I need you on the bike 2 hours every morning,
Carbs
1 hour
only.
before bed. No carbs. No. Protein only. No water.
Protein will help you with muscle. Carbs will just be fat. You just have to constantly be eating and replenishing, but you don't actually store anything.
Oh no, if you eat just meat and cardio, it'll go away. Because you'll go into ketosis. If you eat carbs, you won't go into ketosis. Right?
I don't know what that means.
Basically, like, if you just like do cardio and eat meat, you will lose weight like crazy. But you'll keep some muscle on so that you can still fight.
Yeah, I don't know what ketosis is.
Doesn't matter. It's basically your where your body starts to like consume the fat in your body.
Okay.
Right. And so the keto diet is about like maintaining ketosis over a long period of time so that your body is burning your fat.
Okay.
And so eating in a very specific way where you stay in ketosis and you don't have anything that kind of activates your body. Ketosis is when you're not using glucose as your main fuel.
I see. Okay.
So you cut out carbs. You go protein. If you go protein and pure cardio, you will drop weight like a motherfucker. Trust me.
But wouldn't you drop muscle in that instance because
that's why you have
body...
to. That's why you have to eat. That's why it's pure protein.
Oh, okay.
That's how you don't. You're still gonna lose some muscle, but if you go carbs, because
your body sees the
cardio,
most efficient like fuel source and starts pulling protein.
So when I was losing weight, I was riding my bike 12 miles a day in the summer in New York City. I was sweating like a motherfucker, and I was basically only consuming protein and like some vegetables, and
well, that technically is carbs, but yeah.
Low carb vegetables, yeah. And I dropped weight like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But because I didn't eat a carb for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like I know, no grains, no pastas, no anything like that. Pink Urbano says, yeah, I think it depends on the person and it's more complicated than advertised.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's always going to be more it's not simple, but if you only eat chicken breasts and you ride a bike for over 10 miles every day and you don't take in any carbs, you will lose weight.
Sure.
It's not healthy, and you'll probably just gain it back very quickly at the end if you don't continue to work out. But it'll drop off your body.
Yeah.
It just sucks. You will have brain fog. It is really hard.
Yeah, the brain fog is fucking real, man.
I was working in a restaurant and I would like black out on the floor. Like I would literally be like, I thank God I could like run that restaurant without a problem.
You're just on autopilot.
Fuck, man. Sometimes 6 hours would pass and I'd be like, I'm done? Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I'll go home.
Great.
Eat my sad chicken breast.
You pulled a Severance where you like were not aware of your work self.
Oh boy, man.
So Szeth's plan is to get on board those ships as slaves, break out, burn the ships, send these guys running home with their tails between their legs. And Szeth's plans kind of get a little fucked up because there's a kid in danger, and Szeth gets himself captured and put on a ship to stop them from grabbing the kid. But it does work. They get on those ships, they light them on fire, and the voice that's been talking to Szeth this whole time is like, well, sorry, Szeth gets stabbed. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Szeth is like fighting like crazy. He fucking downs like 9 people.
He's on the first ship.
Yeah.
So what happens is there's a little boy in the town who comes back, and that little boy is about to get found by soldiers.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Did you say that?
He got on the ship, yeah.
Sorry. He didn't sneak on a ship.
No, that's how he got on the ship.
Sorry, I was reading in the chat. I missed what you said.
No worries. Yeah, he distracts a soldier from grabbing a boy
because
and
that
gets
boy
on the ship himself.
is him. And like but it is a great moment where the voice is like, well, the Szeth is like, why is he here? And the voice is like,
why were you there?
Szeth, think about that one for 1 second. Just think about it for 1 second. And so they burn the first ship that Szeth is on. Yeah. And Szeth frees his men, and then he's like, you guys go back to shore. Tell what's his face he's in charge if I don't make it. And then he swims to the other ship to make sure it burns too.
Well, does it happen on the first ship or the second ship?
What?
The fight.
The second ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Szeth,
because he sees the soldiers on the first ship jump ship and start swimming towards the third ship, because the first two ships burn the way that they were supposed to, but something goes wrong on the third ship, and so Szeth sees the guards on the ship he's on are swimming.
Oh,
there.
the one that hasn't burned, right? So he follows them. And he starts like just fucking murdering people, but he gets
and he's
stabbed.
crushing them, but yeah.
It is one of those things where fighting,
no matter how good you are,
rough. You can get unlucky, and he gets stabbed like right in the gut.
Especially fighting multiple people on one.
Yeah.
And so the voice heals him.
Fatal wound.
The voice is like, "I'm gonna give you one more chance," and I was like, "God, this is a fucking video game. This book is a goddamn video game." The voice of God is like, "Game over. Insert 2 quarters to continue playing."
Yeah. So Szeth is like, how do I make sure that these people don't come back? And the voice is like, well, you show them your wound. You give one of them the same wound so that they run for the fucking hills. And then you say some words that are in a different language that mean something to them, because it's like the people that they're scared of. Don't worry about that part.
Which I think is just their words for the heralds, right?
Maybe. I actually don't know.
Yeah. So these are the men from Steen. Don't know where that is. Have we ever heard of Steen before?
I don't think we've heard of it before. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah. And so, Szeth basically leaves them to get back to their land as fast as possible to try to save this guy. He is going to die. But I don't know what they're going to do in Steen, but they're going to spread the word that you don't fuck with Szeth, son Volano, Truthless of Shinovar.
Shinovar, yeah, 100%.
Steen is mentioned in Dawn Shard. Oh, interesting.
Oh, shit. Okay,
it's part of the Amish Empire? I don't think it's part of the Amish Empire, Mavrin. I think you might have clicked a letter.
I think that's the Azish. I think that's autocorrect.
I do think Mavrin meant Azish.
Yeah, I think that's autocorrect striking
he retracted
again.
it.
Hey, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Living in Amish paradise.
It's just the Azish.
The Amish, nothing
else.
else.
The Amish, you can actually be trans as long as you fill out the right papers. It's crazy. It's really cool, actually.
Yeah. I love the idea of nothing from our world existing in Roshar except the Amish.
The Amish, yeah, 100%.
It's the one place on Roshar where they don't use Stormlight for anything.
Yeah. They just do it all by their own 2 hands. Szeth gets back to shore, and his dad and the general are like, "What the fuck did you do?" And Szeth is like, "Wait, I don't understand. I'm just trying to
I did my job, you guys.
Yeah,
Shut
I
the
did my
fuck
job.
up."
I think it was Pinky Armando maybe that said it. Someone said that they were like, "Oh, I love that Szeth's sister calls him out for doing this." I don't actually understand what you mean. I follow Szeth's reasoning here completely.
Sure, but culturally it's wrong to them to subtract in, like, they believe in subtracting in defense, and that's what their soldiers' jobs are. But the sister is like, hey, like, you took it too far. You went and attacked them on the water off, they were running.
But if it leads to less people being subtracted in the future...
But they don't view that, they don't think that that's what's going to happen. They think the soldiers are going to show up with a bigger force in retribution. Like, the farmer believes that by giving them stuff every time they show up, that he is appeasing them.
They are the Tuathan.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yeah. And that the soldiers' goals is to keep them from coming inland where the evacuation goes to. Not to send a message of war.
Yeah.
And there is a valid argument in both sides, right?
Yeah. You can't know how they'll react.
Unless you know them, you don't know which one will work better. And because culturally it does not seem like Steen and Shinovar have, like, trade relations, you don't know how they're going to react. And so the farmer might be right. This friend is probably more right, because it's, like, somewhat omnipresent, right? DK
Boone says, giving the bully your lunch money works.
I mean...
Depends on the bully.
It depends on the bully.
Then that is the problem.
It depends on if giving the bully your lunch money stops you from taking a baseball bat to the ribs.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the argument. Like, the farmer is saying, like, we can give up a portion of our lunch money in order to not have the kid come back with a baseball bat and break our leg.
Now, I will say, I think that the line is giving people away to slavery. Don't think they should be doing that.
Yeah.
But at that point, I think is when, you kind of got to punch back.
Sure. But that is more of it's a calculation, and you don't know which is going to work.
Sure.
And the reality...
They don't even speak the same language.
The reality is, like, Szeth can pull this off, but the others can't. You know what I mean? Like, Szeth is their greatest soldier. He is their Achilles, right?
Yeah, and he has a voice in his head that lets him pray into the Steen people's superstitions.
You know, the problem becomes... The problem with the farmer's version of this is if Steen grows and they need more, then they will take more. And... you know, there's going to be a point where this system breaks, but there's also a point where the system works, and even Szeth would have died without divine intervention. Yeah, that's 100% true, right?
Yeah, like, just because he got unlucky.
And Szeth is only doing this because the spread tells him to, right? Like that, there is that part of it as well, where Szeth is like, they're like, why did you do this? And he's like, I thought it was a good idea. Sure, but he doesn't know it's unmade.
I know.
No, but it's important that he doesn't know it's unmade.
I know.
Like, he's calls it the spread.
He's about to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Szeth is like, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's right. And they're like, well, just be better. And he's like, I don't know how to do that, okay? I'm autistic. Be clearer with me.
Yeah, you can't. I don't understand nuance. I need you to be absolutely clear.
Yeah. Chapter 60, Come and See.
Okay.
Adolin. We're finally back with Adolin. Missed him.
Missed
him. Oh boy, it was a long time without him.
I know.
I was struggling there, chat. Adolin is going around saying hi to everyone, and he's like really fucking judgmental.
Oh, he's like, I don't understand how everybody struggles with names. I think that's
if you
stupid.
put a little effort in, learning names is actually really easy. And I'm like, God, you neurotypical king. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, I found it very funny because I think for some people it is an effort thing, but that is not the case for everybody. Adolin's like, I don't understand face blindness. Like, I can't relate. I'm too good at remembering
I have
people's
servants
names.
to handle most of my problems, so I have time to learn people's names.
Well, there is
I
that.
don't understand how people who have to cook and clean for themselves and handle their own gear and don't have 10 people to put their armor for them don't have time in their day to go learn everyone's names.
I know.
Look, he is my favorite character, but he's a privileged fuck.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And
but what he does decide to put his focus and effort into does pay off, right?
Oh,
he says
100%.
It's not how
100%.
Dalinar would have done it, but it works for me.
100%. And
right?
look, I am not. I'm making jokes.
Oh, we are allowed to make fun of him.
I just think that Adolin being like, I don't understand why other people don't put more time into learning everyone in camp's names. It's almost like they have jobs and responsibilities and have to do stuff that I don't have to do because I'm a fucking prince.
Yeah. He has, now Adolin has responsibilities that other people don't have, but
his
definitely...
job is to know, but here's the problem.
No, but that it is his job.
His literal job
is
to know who people are and what they do.
Make the army
and then
run.
tell them what to do.
Do exactly what he can to like keep this camp cohesive, keep the people fighting for something that matters. And like he says, they're not fighting for their homeland right now. They have to be fighting for one another. They have to care about each other. They have to care about him, and he has to care about them. And that is part of his job.
Yeah.
It is definitely from a privileged position.
I just found it very funny when he's like, you just have to like try.
Yeah.
And so he is he's going around trying to drum up recruits for the war effort here. Mm-hmm. And they line up a bunch of people. They kick out anyone who isn't a big, strong person. And then he humiliates this girl, Zabra, because I guess he has time for this.
Yeah, he's got to make choices. And this little girl is like, yeah, I want to be on the front lines. I want to be part of a shield wall. And he's like, all right,
you can be a messenger.
All right, how about you? Let's grab a shield. Let's push against one another, and let's see if you can hold your ground. And because she's probably all of 5 feet tall, she can't do shit, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, her weight and stature are working against her. in these situations. She's like, well, there was a girl in a story that did it, so I should be able to as well.
Was this Brandon Sanderson taking shots at Fourth Wing?
Why Fourth Wing specifically?
I don't know. This felt like Brandon Sanderson taking shots at Fourth Wing.
Why?
I don't know why.
Okay.
Just timing.
Okay.
But
I feel like there are a million stories about a girl who, against all odds, is able to, like, stand her ground against larger foes. It's pretty common.
I know. It felt like more like at Mulan.
With the Mulan thing.
Mulan isn't small, though.
What do you mean?
Like, Mulan's pretty tall in that movie.
No.
She's like 5'7".
Well, she is... Her height difference between her and what's-his-face is almost our height difference.
That's
that movie.
fair. Yeah, he's
she
like
is
6'6".
like chin height.
But he's like 6'6". He's a big guy.
Sure, and did you see the fucking Hun? He's massive.
That's true.
He's a big old boy.
That's true. I don't know. I just Stormlight is a weird place to suddenly put in the realities of gender essentialism in soldiers. It's just a weird series to do this conversation in.
Why?
Because
I actually disagree.
The Adolin Shallan stuff felt like trying to not do this stereotype.
Sure, but like we've talked plenty about how Adolin feels his role in what he knows how to do is changing because there's other people that have powers that he doesn't have. They have advantages that he doesn't have, and he needs to come to terms with that. And Zabra has to do the same thing. You have to play to your strengths. You have to know what you are capable of doing. Otherwise, you get yourself and other people killed.
I hear you. I totally hear you. I just honestly think this could have been cut. In a book this long, this was something that I didn't feel like... This whole section did not feel necessary.
See, I think it will be, because I think that Adolin's fight, that this like the Azish fight, is going to hinge on like the relationships that Adolin has built and the loyalty that he has and the trust that others have in him, right? It has been mentioned several times. Earning Yanagon's trust and respect. The one guy who doesn't speak the same language as Adolin, but still fucking fights for him.
Dude,
anyways.
Hamish, right? Or whatever.
Yeah,
dude's the fucking best.
That guy. We'll get to it later. Oh, 100%. Yeah. The other shard bearer, right? His captain, I think, who was wanted to be a Windrunner, but I just think you've created.
I think that what you've just done is shown 4 examples that do this already. And I'm just talking about in a book this long. This sequence of this girl trying to like fight with the shields here, it doesn't feel like it's necessary to the book. It's fine that it's here. Yeah. It's not that it's a bad moment. This book is just very long, and there are sequences like this where I'm like, yeah, I know women are smaller than men. You didn't need to write it into the book for me to know that. And this just wasn't a point that I felt needed to be made. That's what I'm saying. That in this book, this didn't feel like a point that needed to be made.
Sure, but we don't know if Zabra comes back, right? This is her first introduction. Like, it might actually be important.
I'm just gonna be real honest. This book has enough characters.
Sure.
We are already at enough characters. And not only that, by the end of this section, we get another important messenger. We didn't need to add 2 members of the messenger corps in the same day. Linus Fiction says, I don't disagree with what Adolin does. I just don't know why it's here at all. If it wasn't, we'd all just assume they had barely enough troops to hold on. I agree with that. I just don't. This section was just like, oh, okay, yeah, he humiliated this girl. Great. And she's a messenger now. Cool. I don't actually need to know everything that happens in the book. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think maybe it was Brandon Sanderson trying to be like, the Asians are cool with trans people.
That moment, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
All you need to be trans in this world is papers, which is...
Yeah. You want to live as a man? Here's your papers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she's got papers.
Aiden's like, just so you know, like, there will be maybe uncomfortable situations. She's like, bruh, bruh, you cannot throw anything at me that I have not already imposed on myself. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Light Blind Fool said, I bet Brienne of Tarth would have made the cut. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And look, I'm not saying I'm not saying the book is trying to say that, like, all women can't be soldiers. It isn't.
No.
It just... Yeah, the point that was made here just... I don't know. It just felt... I was like, oh, yeah, this is an interesting aside. But this book has a lot of asides.
That's why it feels like it will be relevant later.
I know, but we just say that about a lot of stuff.
And often it is relevant.
I know, but introducing stuff so that it can be relevant later, just so that the book is longer, isn't always necessary. This book,
sure.
This is a novel that could get to the point a little bit more.
Yeah.
As opposed to kind of bringing up points to bring them up.
Yeah.
And I say that even about the trans thing. Like, it's cool that they have trans people.
Yeah.
That is an interesting thing. I don't know that I need to, like...
I don't think that will be relevant to the war, no.
And so that's where I'm like,
yeah.
We're just kind of like bringing stuff up to bring stuff up at a certain point, and the book is 1,500 pages long.
It's a beefy book.
And you're like, oh, why is this here? And it's like, oh, just to let you know.
Yeah.
We just wanted you to know that that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to agree with Linus here. I do love that Adlin makes sure to use the correct gender in that scene, though.
Yeah, he's like, oh, all right, sure.
How do the like fantasy racists, the people who like got mad at me for some Wheel of Time opinions that I had, how do they feel about Brandon Sanderson? Is a question that I'm really curious about.
Yeah, right.
Because it's an interesting series for them in that all the characters are people of color except for Szeth.
Yeah.
And
there's lots of queer representation.
The books are far more woke now than they were at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, in some ways, it feels like the way that they use woke, where when they're saying, like, this feels, like, forced in.
Yeah.
This book does, sometimes the woke shit in this book does feel forced in.
Victor says this book was labeled as woke.
Oh,
yeah.
was it? Oh, interesting.
That does not surprise me at all. 100%.
They were very angry at this book.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, we've introduced queer people and trans people, and like,
yeah, Renard is gay. Like, Renard is gay. Ask Shadiversity. Dude, that guy.
I wouldn't come near that guy with a 10-foot pole.
There was a time when he made really cool stuff on the internet.
I know. And then he started doing awful rage bait shit.
Like, his when he talked about shit is so sad.
I know. When he talked about swords, I was like, oh, this guy's got interesting stuff to say. Like, he breaks things down really well, and then he went fucking full red pill. Yeah.
Shadiversity is one of the, like, saddest red pills for me, because he's one of those guys where, like, what do you bring to the table? He says some really awful shit about women, and I'm like, do you think you're, like, a catch?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, his content was fun. Man, his brother's still cool, though. I don't know who his brother is.
Don't know.
He went from being kind of a fun dude on the internet to being such a fucking loser. And it's such a shame that he's such a loser.
He was consulted for Rhythm of War?
That makes sense.
Damn. Yikes.
Well, no.
I guess that would
have been around when he was doing, like, cool weapons and armor shit on the internet.
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
Sorry, I'm like, oh, that book just came out. It did not.
The thing about Shad is that, like, his content when Rhythm of War was coming out, I don't know, kind of all right. You know, like, I was watching.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. He consulted Shadiversity or his brother?
I don't know.
Because that is very funny.
Oh, his brother worked with Brandon Sanderson. Interesting.
That's, yeah.
It's your least favorite section of Rhythm of War?
Which?
Oh, all of Adolin's swords.
Oh, really?
When he's throwing swords? Wait, when he's throwing swords from the back of the... Oh, no, wait, that's this book. Fuck, I can't.
Oh, from the back of
When he's throwing swords off Gallant in this book is great. That moment fucking slaps.
Oh, okay.
Shad got consulted for swords. Interesting.
All right, cool.
No, I just,
Fascinating.
They have an interview together. That's wild. And
now they are vastly different people.
Yeah.
Like.
And look, I don't have a problem with the woke shit in this book. I want to be clear. I'm into it. I like that Renarin's gay. I'm very much enjoying his and Relane's relationship.
Yeah.
It's not even like slow burn. It's so awkward. It's just this. It's like young awkward gays. I remember that.
I know. They're so awkward, and I love it.
I remember the first time I sucked a dick and like how awkward it was to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
I was still in the closet. I wasn't even telling people I was queer at the time, right? But I started to hook up with men before I came out of the closet, and it's awkward. And I feel like Brandon Sanderson does get that part of it right with Relane and Renarin.
Yeah. 100%. Because they are full adults, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I wish Shadiversity would like watch his own content and be like, am I a massive fucking loser in this?
Yeah.
Like, do I look like the most pathetic version of a man?
The answer is yes.
Whining like this about women?
Yeah. Yeah. He reminds me of the heels versus baby face
Oh,
guy.
yeah. That guy's such a fucking cuck, too.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. The internet is a wild place because people will say anything for clicks and views and money and ad revenue. So, yeah.
Well, and it sucks because you don't know if he believes any of it or if he's just grifting because it's easier to get that shit from the right than it is from the left, right?
Yeah. I guess we'll never know.
And their argument would be like, I get more views than you. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't look like a loser.
Yeah, I don't suck as a person.
Like, you cry about One Piece. I'm like, yeah, but you suck.
Yeah.
Women like me. There's a big difference between us, dude.
Yeah.
Don't read Shad's book. It's very easy to make fun of. He has a book. Should we book club it and rip it to shreds? I have thought about reading Ben Shapiro's book about where he's like the operative was 6'4" and just a massive hunk of meat, just pure muscle, ready to kill anyone. And I was like, I read an excerpt from I think it's Ben Shapiro's book, and I was like, this is the gayest fan fiction I've ever read in my fucking life.
Damn.
This dude, the whole book is about this guy's fucking muscles.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Zabra becomes a messenger. Aelin is like, hey, run messages for a while and figure out if you do fit in here. And she's like, all right. And then Aelin is like, and also May will teach you how to be an archer, which is like fine. There's 5 days left in this war, so I don't know. Like, if anything, I'd be like, hey, we only need people who are helpful right now. I don't need, because she's like, well, of course I'm losing to a trained soldier. Aelin's like, you need people who are good today.
Yeah. He's like, he's giving people a reason to keep fighting.
I get that. You only need to recruit people who are already ready. The war ends.
She's a messenger.
No, I know, but in this thing, the easiest out for him, instead of telling people you're too small, he could have just gone around and been like, hey, I only need people who can fight right now.
Yeah, and that's why she signed up. That's why she walked up. She was like, no, put me in, coach. And he's like,
even
no.
Her argument is that she needs training.
After she realizes that holding her footing against a fully grown man is very difficult.
But his argument should be like, hey guys, I need people who are ready to go today because we have 48 hours.
Yeah.
It's a 48-hour fight.
Yeah.
You're not signing up for life with me.
But I don't think that her being like, hey, maybe eventually you can learn archery, and if this is the kind of thing that you want to do with your life, there is a future for you. Keep fighting for your future. Yeah. We are going there will be things, there will be opportunities for you to do what you want to do, right?
There might be.
I think it's the hope that Adelin has that I think is important.
Practically Incarnate says people who cannot fight have been put in the battle in sieges all the time.
To die, yeah.
Not on a shield wall, though. Like, if the whole point is that you have to hold a shield in a wall, you're not going to put someone who's too small on it.
Yeah.
That you're just asking to die at that point.
Yeah, a lot of people throw bodies in as, like, fodder, but that's not what Adelin needs right now.
And then Aelin has to throw on his armor. It's time to fight. Now we cut back to Venli, because every chapter we randomly cut back to Venli for some random bullshit.
Yeah, it's day 5.
On day 5.
Venli's having a day 5.
It's Venli's day. She just cannot let anyone else have a moment, and she has to cut into everybody else's chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, we do learn that the Chasm Fiends have, like, 4 of their own, like, tones.
Yeah.
That are, like, from, like, the planet.
No. They don't have their own tones. They have the ability to make 4 sounds at once.
Oh.
They sing in harmony with themselves because they have 4 sets of vocal folds or whatever. However they're making sound, they have 4 of them. They don't have 4 of their own tones.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're able to like create this harmony because they have 4. Last week we talked a lot about Turkish throat singing and the way in which humans can use false folds to make 2 sounds at once.
Yeah.
We find out that chasm fiends double that with 4. It's kind of like how cows have 4 stomachs.
Wild.
Yeah.
Anyways, the stones tell Venli she should go to Narak.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, you should actually go there.
Because the alien stones.
There's a fight happening there. Like, you know, like, watch out. Like, be careful. But, like, you should actually,
The alien stones are actually just Taika Waititi's character from the Thor movies.
Oh.
There's just a rock guy. He's like...
Oh, boy.
Playing Fortnite on a couch with a bug.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful moment. The beautiful moment here of Venli getting to see how her people built Narak in the first place,
and that
before it was destroyed.
And that Urithiru was built at like almost the same time.
Yeah.
So there was like clearly an event that happened here that let people build here and flourish here in a way, which obviously is honor. And it's like, I wonder how that city was built without radiance. Very interesting.
But the stones are from the 4th moon. So, where's the 3rd moon?
Where's the moon?
There's only 2. Isn't there 2 moons on Roshar?
I don't remember moons ever being mentioned.
There's no moons in Scadrial. But there's 2 moons around Roshar.
Oh, no, apparently there's 3.
There's 3 moons around Roshar. I thought there were 2 moons around Roshar. Okay, so the 4th moon was brought down by Thanos when he attacked the Avengers.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a 4th moon.
Yeah. Thanos used the Infinity Stones to bring it down.
Maybe like a comet or something hit the planet?
No, I think when Honor destroyed itself, it destroyed a moon.
Or they thought it was a moon.
Maybe Honor was a moon?
There was a moon story.
That's no moon.
Well, yeah, but
That's a space station.
The moon story was about... I'm trying to fucking remember it. What?
It's the water spirit.
Huh?
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She became the moon, and then she crashed back down. That moon's haunted. The story that Wit told only had 3 moons in it.
That's what I thought.
Did Wit reveal this in a fucking story on the street in a previous book? Do we have to go back and read that fucking Wit story again?
I can't remember the story. That's the problem. It's been...
That story did have something about, like, someone crashing the moon or some shit, didn't it? Oh my god.
I literally do not remember it.
This was foreshadowed because Wit was just talking about it on the fucking street in a random book. There's no 4th moon in the story. Then where's the 4th moon, Chad? Wit reveals much, but can you make sense of it? No.
So, Doreen, maybe the 4th moon is like Honor's body, right? Like it fell to Earth.
It was about Blue Natin people?
Yeah.
Are the Blue Natin people aliens from the moon? Are they moonshins?
Maybe there was another planet.
I love that Sir Mushroom is writing song lyrics in Twitch chat. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the chasm fiends.
Oh my god.
Let me know what anything in this giant
We have
book
no idea what their
means.
deal is. Okay. The reason I'm asking chat is because I feel like there are so many things that I'm missing, and I can't tell if that's intentional or if that there are so many words that I have read
I've just forgotten it.
that I have forgotten and I can't remember. And I'm not. These books are the first books that I've ever read that make me feel stupid.
Well, and can I be honest about something that I found a little bit frustrating about this book?
Okay.
In this section, it's revealed that just because we were learning the flashbacks while Szeth was telling Kaladin the flashbacks, we were getting different information in those chapters than Kaladin was.
Right, yeah.
And I was
Szeth
like,
leaving stuff out.
I can't keep track of what Kaladin didn't know from the flashbacks that you told me. What are we doing? This is a lot to keep up with. Because now I have to try and keep in my head what happened and which version of it Kaladin was told, even though we find out what was left out from Szeth's telling to Kaladin days after he told the story to Kaladin. And I was like, oh no, this is dense, man. Too much is happening in this book for you to be unreliable narrating to someone in the story, but being a reliable narrator to me. It's okay to feel stupid for me. It keeps us humble. That is, yeah. Malazan is just the intro course to the Horus Heresy books. I mean, yeah. I think one of the things... It's tough, right? I'm enjoying this book quite a bit. I think one of the things that's tough about it is it's confusing, but it's also confusing because I don't know... I don't know why we're doing any of this, right? And that doesn't help. When things are confusing and I can kind of like suss out the direction we're headed, because like there's plenty of confusing stuff in the Wheel of Time, but because the goals of our characters moment to moment felt relatively clear, it was easy to let the mystery be part of the figuring out, like, in the course of where we're going. But in this book, like, why we're doing it in the moment is unclear. What we're going to do in the future is unclear. How these things tie together is unclear. And so I don't have a lot of... I'm enjoying the scenes, and, like, I'm enjoying these moments, moment to moment. But I do find the book as a whole to just sort of be... anticipate... Like, I'm just waiting to be told why any of this is happening. And... you know, not having any clue what the Contest of Champions is
doesn't help.
It really hangs over this book in a way that makes it tough, because it's a countdown to something, and that something is going to be relevant, I think, but the book doesn't care about it all that much.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of the Wheel of Time book where, hey, we're going here, then the book was about getting there. Yeah, but it's also about the characters growing along the way and who they interact with and how, you know, how crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Stormlight Archive, and maybe even more so Brandon or Sanderson, in my opinion, is more of a vibe read. I do think that is true to some extent.
Yeah.
Pinky Armano says, except didn't you have an issue about the last battle being nebulous? I had an issue about the last battle being nebulous in the middle when it felt like we should start working towards it.
Yeah.
But that was because the slog was bad. But Pinky Armano, once you get to like Gathering Storm, and once the books start becoming about actually doing the last battle, it does start to work, right?
Yeah.
And the book before that, Knife of Dreams, the
Knife
last
of
one,
Daggers.
Knife of Daggers, the last one that that Jordan wrote, that starts to come into clarity. The problem in Wheel of Time is the 5 books in the middle where just kind of nothing happens because we're just kind of spinning our wheels at random shit.
Yeah.
But once the books turn towards, oh, we should actually do something, that no longer becomes a problem. And the last battle itself actually is very interesting. The problem then becomes that the last battle isn't actually what the end of the books are about. It's just something for all the characters to do while Rand does what's actually important. And the Rand stuff didn't work for me in the way that the last battle did. But we're not here to relitigate the end of Wheel of Time. We're here to talk about Venli.
Yep. Anyways, Fourth Moon. I don't know. They're gonna maybe go to the center of the Shattered Plains.
No, they're gonna go. Oh, wait, no, it
right
ends
now,
with her inviting them to go.
Yeah, right now we're not sure, but yes.
Chapter 61. We finally catch up with Jasnah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. She wears her armor into Thelena, and she breaks up with Wit. And
in a letter, in an email.
Yeah. And then Jasnah's like, how... Jasnah and Fen are like, how did they get all these people here? And Jasnah's like, I don't know. That's a thing that we keep bringing up, is where did all these people come from?
Yep.
At every battle, they're like, how do all of these people exist? And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't give a shit anymore. The Odium has an unlimited supply of troops, and his troop... it doesn't matter. Yeah. You just can't think about Odium's shit because it's...
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Stormlight Archive was more interesting when the battles weren't so rooted in... The battle setup logistics parts were so much more interesting before Odium was able to magically get too many people places.
Yeah.
We and I understand that it is a side effect of there being too many Radiants. That there just are too many Radiants in the books, and so there has to be too many people places.
Yeah.
But the battle setups of the first 3 books and the understanding of who is where was so good.
Yeah.
Oathbringer, when you get to that final battle of Oathbringer, the setup for it was great.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent time with, because Venli was with them, we spent time with the singers who didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We established the sides and then we got into the fight. And since the end of Oathbringer, there's been too much for me of the like, but how did Odium pull this off? This seems impossible. And I think it is making for less compelling battles because everything is just an unlimited force on one side that shouldn't be able to get here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Armana says they're trying to foreshadow the Elsgate problem, which, yes, that's what it was doing, but it doesn't make what you're saying irrelevant because there are just so many people and forces available at...
How is this force here? How is this force over here? How is this force... I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The biggest issue to me is that Brando basically put the listener number at around 70k in the first book. The math just ain't mathin' now. Yeah. Well, and the problem with the fused fights is they keep talking about how many fused they killed. They're like, but the fused keep coming back. And I'm like, yes, but there is a listener. There is a singer population that is getting diminished at some point. And
because
it does
they keep having to take bodies from these people.
I understand that the Parsh were slaves of the humans. And so there were Parsh everywhere. Mm-hmm. But it didn't seem like in the Everstorm, thank you. It didn't seem like in the pre-Everstorm society we were ever in a city where there were more Parsh than humans. There were some Parsh around in various places, but we never went to a city of 1 million people where there were also 1 million Parshendi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in the post-Everstorm world, there's just so many singers. And I'm like, where were all of these people?
Yeah.
You're telling me that there was this massive population of Parshendi everywhere on this planet? And that they kept, like, an equal number of slaves to themselves?
Yeah.
That just...
Yeah. Because like you said, if the Fuse were just able to be reborn and they didn't matter, like, the concept of taking a body didn't matter... then I don't think I would think about it as much. But because they have to come back and take a body from a singer, it means that population is going down the faster that the Fuse are killed, right?
Yes.
They actually are not immortal and endless, right? If there's not bodies for them to take over, if there's not people that are willing to give their bodies, because you have to be willing to, right? They like brainwash you and indoctrinate you into being like, your value is giving your body and soul over to an insane warrior who's going to go murder a bunch of people.
But the reality of this war is that our humans have been killing a lot of them. And their number... And so the idea that the idea that prior to the Everstorm, there were so many Parsh that... at this point in the war, the Fused and Regals still managed to outnumber the humans seems so off. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't... The math of the conflict in this book no longer makes sense to me, and I'm trying to, like, overlook it and not let it be something that I, like, get hung up on, but it is something that I do quirk my eyebrow at when these giant forces appear magically out of nowhere.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if there are regular humans on Odium's side that we've seen in any of these scenarios.
There are some.
Except for the Stormbreakers.
No, there are some. There are some, like...
In which battle?
In the, like, Takar and Emul fight, there were some humans.
No, sorry. I mean in this book.
I think they're there. They're just never talked about, but... The Yaakoved is on Odium's side, right? So there are going to be some human combatants, but Yaakoved is a small city-state. It's not even a nation. Like, the population numbers of the conflict, I don't think make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Blue Sun says the Parsh were also invisible to POV characters, so it makes sense their numbers were downplayed. I'm not saying that that's not true. It is true. What I'm saying is that in order to get to the point we're at now, Yaakoved is huge. I thought Yaakoved was like a small offshoot of Elethkar.
Well, Well, thank you for becoming a Nerds Radiant. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Koval. Yakovet is the size of Alethkar? Oh, I'm thinking about Kharbranth. I'm sorry. I was confusing Kharbranth and Yakovet. No, thank you, chat. Yeah, I'm thinking of Kharbranth.
Right.
Oh, right. Is Yakovet on Odium's side? I guess it is.
Technically, but I thought the whole point of them being there was that they didn't have to fight and die.
Yeah.
Like, that was Taravangian's sacrifice. But I guess Taravangian is Odium now, so... I don't know. The population problem is a little odd.
It's just, there's so many singers that it implies that the humans kept almost like 1-to-1 numbers of slaves. And that... Why would you? Like, because they were controlling the breeding of them, why would you have that many? Just why would you have need for that many Parsh? You know what I mean? It's just it's a weird. If there were that many Parsh, why were any humans doing anything other than like work that required?
Well, we know that can't be the case because we've seen what Kaladin's small town looked like, and the only Parshmen were in the keep, and that's like.
And so I don't know. I do the amount of Parsh being this or of singers in this conflict and Regals being this number that can constantly inflate feels weird to me. Mm-hmm. It just does. It feels weird, especially because we know that there was a massive singer population living in Alethkar, not part of the conflict. Like there are. It's not like every singer has been dedicated to the fight, right? And so that implies that there's singers who are just living their lives, in addition to this insane number of soldiers that are just coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
And, the early books talked about where these soldiers were coming from so much that it is weird to me now that we're in this massive conflict that we just don't know who any of these... It gets back to my problem with the villains of the book, right? Of them being faceless.
A little bit.
I don't know who these singers are, and I don't know how there are so many... And it's not even about getting them around. I understand we can magically move them, but there's a numbers problem here that I feel. I wish they talked more about the humans on the bad guy side. I wish more that they were like, oh, and there's humans. There's a Regal and 20 humans as a unit. Right?
Oh, that I'm sorry.
Because then the size of these armies would make more sense.
Yeah.
But Umang says not every human is fighting, but almost every singer is fighting. That's not true. We saw Vinley and Alethkar. There's plenty of singers who are just living their life there. There's a whole society in Alethkar that's functioning.
In Kholinar, yeah.
Well, they hold the whole country, right? They're holding all of Alethkar right now.
Yeah, I guess.
And so there's a weird number. There's a weird numbers thing going on in this book that I'm not sure I fully understand.
Yeah. Yeah. We hang out with Yasna for a bit. Her and Fen are like, weird, I don't know where Odium found these forces. And then we jump over to Sigzil. There's not a ton that happens in the Yasna chapter, except that, she breaks up with Wit over a letter. She's like, he'll understand. 100%.
I don't know that... I understand that this is here because this is when Yasna gets to Thelena. I don't love the way Brandon throws in Yasna chapters. They're too random. Give this girl some screen time, for the love of God.
I mean, yeah, I would be down for that.
It was my biggest problem in Rhythm of War with her, too, is the 2 chapters we get of her are mostly about her relationship to this man.
Yeah, give her more screen time for her to do her thing.
I'm glad she's broken up with Wit, because maybe we can finally stop having Yasna chapters be about her relationship. Yeah.
Anyways, Sigzil and Leighton are, they're noticing a brand new kind of fused. The focused ones. Yeah. They're very tall. They have these cords that wrap around themselves. And apparently they're very heavy, very dense, is what Wit has told him. He's like, be careful. They're also, they're not invincible to shard blades, but they can stop a shard blade, which is new. That is a new thing that no one's been able to do before.
Can we pause that for a second? Because I think we skipped over the fact that the Everstorm is here now. And it's stuck here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think we skipped over that before, but it is important that in this conflict, all of the fused are here, but also the remaking of fused is now happening at the Shattered Plains. Because the storm has stopped. Somehow, the Everstorm has parked.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's like almost too magical even for God for me, but that is important.
Sure, yeah.
That they can kill Fused here, but because the Everstorm is parked over the Shattered Plains, the Fused will also be reborn here.
And this becomes important because the High Storm and the Everstorm meet, and the High Storm dies. What the fuck does that mean?
They did this in Oathbringer.
I don't remember that, but
The Everstorm's parked? I thought the fight in Oathbringer just didn't last long enough for it to... I thought it passed through during the fight. That they timed it up with the Everstorm landing. But I don't remember the Everstorm being parked there.
I don't know.
Did the Everstorm... I don't think it does in Oathbringer. I think they land it.
This is why I say these books makes me feel dumb, because I'm like, I cannot remember everything.
It's slowed down. Okay. All right. Somehow the Everstorm beats the High Storm?
Yeah, just like...
I guess.
Punches him down, yeah.
Sure. All right.
Storm Daddy gets beat up. Go buy our Storm Daddy merch.
Go buy our Storm Daddy merch.
In the Fourth Wall store.
This is one of those things where I was like, sure, all right, I guess. The mechanics...
I don't know what it means.
Yeah, the mechanics of this are so, like, loosey-goosey at this point that I'm like, sure.
Well, because it's not like the Stormlight didn't renew.
No, it did.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so then what does that mean? Maybe it's that the Stormfather's, like, weakening? Like, I don't know. Or that the wind is dying. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. This and the Elsgate and the number of Fused, it all... I understand that we need to raise the stakes. It does feel... In Oathbringer, he sped up the storm to get there sooner. In this, it just feels like the Odium is doing stuff that I didn't know what he could do to raise the stakes.
Yeah. And
it feels like it's for the narrative, not for the world, if that makes sense.
Maybe Blue Sun is right. It's like more of a superstition thing. Like, it's like meant to be like, you know, like when people are loud before they fight, it's meant to like intimidate or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the implications of this are, but it does upset people.
Yeah, no, of course it upsets people. It would be horrifying to watch your storm lose. It's a big win for Odium. I just don't understand how he pulled it off.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, mechanically, the books haven't... This just feels like, I don't know. It felt like a little bit out of left field, where I wasn't like, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm like, all right. I guess that's a thing that the storm can do.
Then the Thunderclast arrives.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen one of those in a
I feel like
while.
I complain a lot. There's cool shit here. This book has me on edge. This book has me on edge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah, you're focusing a lot on the things that like
I'm
you're struggling
hearing it.
with.
I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
I think that I need to stop using book club as the therapy where I try and work out how I feel about something, and I need to come in with a stronger idea of how I feel about things, as opposed to trying to work it through with chat. I think that that's where part of it comes from, because I'm trying to figure out.
You need a therapist that's your age, and who the fuck knows what's going on chat.
There's moments that when I'm reading them, I don't think about them that much, because the book keeps going, the audiobook keeps playing.
Yeah.
And then when we get to book club, I'm like, I didn't think about the storm thing too much while I was reading it, but now that we're talking about it, what the fuck was up with that?
What the fuck? My guy.
I need to spend more time thinking about this before I get here. Because, like, I'm like, I don't care that much that the Everstorm can beat the High Storm, if I'm being honest. But now I want to talk about it for a half hour. And so that sounds negative, but it's actually that I just want to, like, talk about it. Because I don't know that I like it or dislike it.
Then theorize about it. Instead of being like, I don't know what's happening here. What do you think it is?
The thing is, I don't know that it's going to be anything. I don't think there's going to be a reveal to it.
That's the negativity. You got to take things and then be like, all right, what does this mean? What's the potential here? We got to stop seeing it as what the fuck's happening and what is the potential of this moment.
But we're also 2.5 hours in.
Warrior thoughts.
So I need warrior thoughts. I think what the problem with me is right now is that I am a little burnt out by the way in which Brandon Sanderson starts with hard magic systems and then at the end of his big battles loosens them so that the bad guys can do things to make the stakes higher than it feels like they maybe should be. And I think that there's a consistency in Brandon Sanderson's writing of wanting to spend hundreds of pages on the rules of the magic, but then at the end is like, but I want these impossibly powerful characters to feel like there's a threat, and so actually the bad guys can break the rules.
Yeah.
And the rules are actually different for the bad guys because I accidentally made my heroes too cool and too immortal and too invincible.
Yeah.
And so the bad guys get like these powers that feel outside of the hundreds of pages of rules that you set up.
Yeah.
So that the stakes are big at the end.
Yeah.
And I think that there's times when I want to be theorizing where I don't have a theory because it doesn't feel like we're following the rules. It feels like the bad guys are breaking the rules because the reality is the Radiants are just too powerful otherwise. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's where I am at. Is that I sometimes get a little hung up in Stormlight of I felt like the Radiant stuff had a lot of rules to it and it actually doesn't.
Yeah.
And Odium doesn't have any rules to him, but we spent so much time making the rules the reveals of the book that it feels like the rules should be how this ends. Yeah. And it actually has nothing to do with the rules because the rules don't matter. Yeah. And I'm struggling with that.
Yeah, I think that touches on what I'm struggling with as well, is that I think I talked about this right at the very beginning, but I want to bring it up again because I am struggling to care. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in week one, where I'm struggling to care. And I think that it is because, I think I've worked out exactly what it is. I'm struggling to care because it feels like there are too many questions. There are too many rules that change. There are too many mystery boxes that I've joked about feeling stupid reading this book. But I genuinely feel that a little bit in the way that it feels like things are being thrown at me that I should understand the reference to, that I should be able to work out, that I should remember from other books, that, I feel like, I said this in one of the audiobook reactions, I feel like I'm missing something. There was a chapter we reacted to, 65 or 63, I can't remember. Yeah. I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like this is supposed to be more than what it is because I have missed a thing. I can't remember a thing. I'm struggling to keep all of this information straight when half of it's mystery boxes, half of it is maybe incorrect information. Like, some things are stuff that I have thought that I have worked out for myself. Some of it is from things from books that I have read years ago at this point, maybe a year ago for us with doing book club. But I feel so scatterbrained and not grounded when I'm reading this book. Yeah. And I'm finding that to be a little grating and exhausting. And I sit down for book club and I kind of feel like I'm not doing my job properly because I'm not picking up on everything. I'm not able to theorize because I'm like, well, it could literally be fucking anything. Because things change on a dime. Like you said, things become a little softer in their magic systems. And so I think that that's why our discussions are leaning this way, because we still are enjoying the book. There's things that we like about it. There's lots of positive things, but we are being drawn towards this feeling of almost like being worn out by it.
Yeah, and I think part of that's length. I think it's partially length, but I think it's partially that it feels like we're 800 pages into this book. Mm-hmm. And we're still just waiting for it to get going. I honestly feel like nothing's really obviously some of their character plots are going, but the larger conflict of the Contest of Champions feels so far away right now. Yeah. It just feels so far from where our characters are at, but we're so far into this book, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I feel like I should know things by now. I feel like I should have a sense of understanding halfway through this book at 800 pages in, but I really do. I do feel lost.
And so I'm enjoying the fights because Brandon Sanderson writes the fights so well that when they are fighting, I'm genuinely so into it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the Kaladin Szeth stuff that we'll get to at the end of this week was so good. Like their character interactions were so good.
The Adolin fight is fucking banging.
But the mystery box of this book is taking so long to unravel that I just want it to unravel. I don't care anymore. That's what it is. That's
what I said. I'm struggling to care.
But I did care at the beginning because I was like, oh, I really want to know.
Right.
And then it's taken so long to reveal every single thing. Uh-huh. And even with the reveals that we've had, I don't feel like I actually understand why any of it matters.
Yeah.
And it's taking so long to reveal stuff that I'm like, I just don't really care. Like, I just get to it. It's been 800 pages. Just get to it.
Please get to it.
Get to something for a number of these characters. And yeah, I agree with you. I understand why you're feeling that way. Because I feel like I'm having similar feelings. It's why book club is me working through all these feelings. Is I'm like, these chapters they're cool things.
Yeah.
There's cool ideas in this book. They don't connect very well.
Yeah.
They don't seem to tie to each other very well. But they are cool chapters and they're cool ideas and they're great fights. But at the same time, I'm like kind of I hate to say this, but like we don't have book club next week, and because we're at PAX Unplugged, so it's gonna be 2 weeks till the next book club.
Yeah.
We
in case you guys
apparently have a really cool thing at our PO box. We're gonna open that book club. So someone sent us something very nice. I'm very excited to find out what it is. You know who you are. But I told Clark this morning. I was like, I'm kind of excited to have a week off.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to. There's so really many mysteries in this book that I feel like I should be like I have to know everything.
Yeah.
But I'm actually excited to not pick up the book for a week, and that's not where I want to be.
I'm like sad to like miss book club.
Yes.
But I am I'm definitely like looking forward to a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Where I can be like, okay. I need to parse things through in my head. I need to maybe revisit some thoughts and some things before we like truck into the second half of this book.
Yeah, I might honestly like re-listen to the first half of the book again.
Yeah, maybe while we drive, you know?
No, I don't want to put it on while we drive.
Sure, okay, that's fine.
I need things that are going to help me focus because it is 10 hours.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I did find myself being like, I'm excited to put the book down for a week. And I think I'm gonna read those Batman books that Penguin Random House sent me.
Nice.
Like I'm excited to put this down because it's moving at a speed where I don't think that continuing to read it is gonna reveal anything anyway. So I'm just gonna get cool scenes. And it's a fascinating place to be at with a book.
Yeah, especially a book that we're enjoying.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. It's just
that's why it's so weird. That's why it feels so strange.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get to chapter 62, Keeper of the Keys and Grounds at Hogwarts. What?
I think that's actually the chapter of
Huh?
I think that's actually a chapter.
That's how Hagrid introduces himself.
Isn't that I think there's a chapter called that in Harry Potter, but
yeah, I mean there might be for sure. Valinor, traveling with Navani and Gavinor, they are with the heralds again, based on the appearance, and they think, oh, this maybe is the day the Oath Pact is founded, based on what we took as our anchor. Renarin also appears in a vision.
Yeah.
That he was not intending to go to, because Gliss is like, hey, Dalinar is outside. Or, well, he says he's present. I don't know. But Jezreen comes in and asks Renarin if he's ready. And Renarin's like, yeah, ready? Yeah, I'm really good at talking to people. This is going to go real well.
We cut back to Dalinar, who is still dealing with the fact that everyone is like, that little boy's a weird spren. And Dalinar is watching they're in a war camp now. They've moved forward into the conflict with the Singers. And he notices that they throw out a gem heart, despite its value, which is so interesting because without the gauntlet things, the change devices.
The soul casters?
Thank you. Without soul casters, the gem hearts are just kind of meaningless to them,
Oh,
right? They don't use them as money. There's just not much value to them. And Dalinar's like, what the fuck? And so the high storm's coming, and the wind is like, nah, man. Back in the day, the Stormfather was so chill, he would just like not kill people. And Dalinar's like, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I don't think it's the Stormfather yet.
We cut back to Renarin, who realizes, holy shit, there's a script, and much like Bruce Willis the last time he was on Broadway, which in hindsight, the way that he was torn apart for using the earpiece, given the disease he has now,
I know.
the way people treated that, it seems so much meaner in hindsight. Anyway,
I know.
But with his little earpiece, he's able to play along with the visions.
Yeah.
I want this live action, but I want Renarin to overact every line.
Yeah.
And be like, yes, Ishar, we shall found the oath pact today.
Please, oh my god.
And he gets the words right, but everyone is like, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
You're being a bit much right now.
Yeah. Relaine is there and like hums and is to reveal himself. And he's like, he's really hoping that he will find out what happens to the singers.
Yeah.
So that he can like tell his people.
Well, and I loved the bit about Relaine being like, I mean, us singers should be involved in this. And Renarin's like, yeah, you're right.
You know what? That's actually, that makes sense.
We are really not being considerate about the people involved in these situations.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a little.
Yeah. Renarin tries to use his light weaving to see like who is who in the vision, because he can like light weave people's souls. He can't do what Shallan does. He has like a different version of it. And he sees Relaine as a half human, or a singer who's half culturally like a listener and a human, like in half clothes, and is 1 foot in, 1 foot out of these two different,
or one cock
universes.
in, the rest of his body out, if you know what I mean.
Sure, yeah.
He wants to put himself in a human.
Think it was your dick, yeah.
We cut back to Dalinar. Dalinar is talking to the rain or in the wind, or talking to the wind a little bit, and then we find out that Jezrien and Nail have a conversation about El, who is a friend of Jezrien's, has returned as a fused. And so I was hoping we would see some of this friendship between the Heralds and El. It's mostly kept off page. But the fused cycle has started. And
they also refer to Odium as passion here, and then like correct them to Odium.
Yeah.
Which it, to me really implies that like the god that Odium was in history is not the Odium that we know in this story. Which
what do you mean?
Well, because he refers to himself as Odium now, right? But before he was passion, like the shard.
He always was Odium. He lied and said that he was passion, so that they thought that he was better than he was.
Oh, I see.
He told the humans on Ashen that he was passion.
Yeah.
So that they would follow him. Yeah. Because if they'd known that he was Odium and he was all about that destruction, they wouldn't have followed him.
So I wonder how they found out his real name.
Well, they destroyed their planet, so...
Yeah, but they were
They're like, passion, why?
Odium.
Why are you all bad? And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they find out any of their names. Like, Honor kind of is like, I am Honor, but...
Yeah.
So then, Dalinar's like, oh my god, it's Oath Pact Day. If I can get an Honor Blade, the Honor Blade will be at all of the desolations, and we can kind of start moving forward here.
Exactly, yeah.
We're halfway through the book. We should start moving forward here.
Yeah.
And we cut back to Renarin.
And Relaine is like, oh, I'm going to try and do what Renarin did. And he creates a vision of him and Renarin kissing.
Hot. I love that he can create his own porn.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of fun.
I wonder if he'll have too many tabs open and he'll watch like 10 seconds of each video.
I mean, sure, yeah. If you like just flip-flopping between a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
It's great for people who have a hard time visualizing, is you can just make it in front of you, you know?
Yeah. The problem is I would be like, everyone I meet, I'd be like, what would it be like if I had sex with them? Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Huh, cool.
Yeah. I just want to know. You know what I mean? I just want to know what everyone looks like naked. Not for like sexual reasons, just like curiosity.
What is your flesh puppet? What?
What a sentence. What a sentence. Everyone goes into the tent and he's like, oh! God, we're going to go over. I know you said we can't go over today, but we're going to go over. I'm so sorry. We have 6 more chapters to do.
Beat her up.
So then Dalinar is in the tent, and they get mad.
They do also notice Gavinor is with Dalinar and Navani, and they're like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
What, really? Okay.
So then Nail is mad at Pela for light weaving, because they swore they wouldn't light weave, which is interesting. And Navani is like, well, they should try and see the future, which means that light weaving is somehow already tied to the future.
Don't know.
In a way, I don't know. And then Jezreel is like, hey,
show us what we gotta
Videl,
do.
what are we doing?
Yeah. And Renarin is like, oh God, people are here. And Nail gives him shit.
Yeah. They look at Renarin. Okay, chapter 63, One Way Forward. God, this is so dense. Why did we spend so much time talking about random shit at the beginning? Renarin talks to Gliss, and Gliss is like, I can give you the script.
Yeah.
So he's going to start using the script. Then we cut to Sigil for some reason, which feels very out of place here. Sigil is fighting the Thunderclast. The Thunderclast manages to break the wall. Which
has a name.
Yeah, all the Thunderclasts have names. Because there's only like 8 of them or something, right?
Yeah.
It's a great fight. Really cool. Go read it. We're not going to go beat by beat. But the important part of this is...
It's amazing.
That Sigil realizes that if he can lash himself with enough force at the focused one, then he can drive his spear through the focused one, and he kills it.
Yeah, because they start panicking, being like, "There's like, we can't kill these things. They're immortal. The force that they have is fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
It like crushes a head. It's wild.
When it crushes the body, it's pretty sick.
Yeah,
it's a great moment.
Yeah.
And then Leighton is like, "Hey, buddy, you need to come see this." Cut back to Dalinar.
Got some info.
Dalinar is like, "Hey." Gavinar had asked a question and everyone got weird. Then we cut to Sigil.
Why is everyone so sad?
So then we cut back and Jezreel is like, well, Videl is the only one who survived from her land on Ashen, so she's the last of her people. And then Tanavast walks in. Tanavast is like, hey, I'm God, I'm here, let's bond. Adolin is fighting and he gets into the battle. He's beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
He gets a message from the general who's like, are they going to try and kill the Shardbearers? And he's like, probably. And so he is fighting and hacking. He's got, what's his face with him? What's the guy's name? Fuck.
Is it Hamask?
Hamask?
Yeah, Hamask is the guy in his honor guard.
Hamask is so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Hamask is the coolest dude on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
He rushes into battle. He's fighting off people. He's like, I'm kind of winning this. Suddenly, who shows up? Notum. Notum's like, hey, bud, remember me? They're trying to kill the Shardbearer on the other side here. And Adolin's like, fuck it, we ball. So
the problem is they've kind of blocked off his retreat. They like anticipated distracting Adolin so they could get the shards from the Aesir Shardbearer.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, well, can't go backwards, so I'm gonna go forwards. Through the entire fucking battlefield, through the fucking fortress in the middle of the thing. And he's like, nah, fuck it. And it's just like throwing people and he fucks up his hammer trying to break through the bronze, and he gets through, and he needs a weapon, so he picks up a guy by the leg and starts swinging him around.
Here's the problem. Regular singer, not a great weapon. So he grabs a dire form. He grabs the biggest, baddest boy, and he starts swinging him around like the Hulk whipping Loki around in the Avengers.
Literally.
But instead of beating up the floor, he's beating off all of the...
He's beating off... Yeah, you said it.
He's beating off all the singers, y'all. Adolin goes in, grabs a dire form, and starts beating off all the singers.
Good for him.
And he saves the Aesir Shardbearer.
Yeah, he arrives literally just in time.
And then turns around, and Hamask is like, I'm here too.
What's up, buddy? And he's like, you follow me?
I am also here.
You crazy motherfucker. And Hamask is like...
It's so funny. It honestly is one of the funniest moments of this book, of him being like, Hamask, what the fuck? And Hamask is like, I don't speak your language.
Yeah. Maverick, thank you for the super chat.
This felt like Secret Level 40k episode. We only watched the D&D one. We never watched the rest of them, so we should watch the rest of those episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I never put that reaction up. That never went public.
Didn't?
No, I still have that footage. I never edited it. That was my bad.
Oopsie.
Bridge 4.
Is it on Patreon?
No.
Damn.
It's
Sorry,
not.
guys.
Yeah. To hold back the darkness. Chapter 64. Navani meets God and is like, holy shit, this is the person I've been worshiping my whole life. That's crazy. And then they all so this gets a little weird. I know we have to move fast. I know we're gonna go over time, but this gets so weird to me because they're like, we need 10 people. And they're like, great.
He's like 16 would be best, but 10 will work.
Then they start making the oath pact. Before they have 10 people.
Yeah.
And then then they're like, oh, the last person is Wit. And they're like, Wit, do you want to join? And Wit's like,
fuck no.
But Navani's Wit, and she's like, oh, Wit would never say yes to this.
Yeah.
So Wit says, Navani's Wit says no. Then, in the middle of the ceremony to make the oath pact, they all leave the tent to go find the last person. Why not go get him before you start making the pact? What if you didn't find a 10th guy? You would be mid-process. Like, they all start making the oath pact before everyone is together, which I thought was insane.
Yeah. I don't,
Get it? Victor Sana says they thought Wit would do it. Oh, I understand that. Ask everybody first.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Yeah.
They ended up in a position, I was amazed that the process just kind of like hung in limbo while they were fucking walking down to the stables.
I will say, as much as Nail sucks in like present day, past Nail, great. Past Nail was like,
still a little extreme.
Definitely extreme, but past Nail is like, we should not be 10 of the most powerful, influential people, rich people.
Yeah.
Like, we need someone who has opposing views, who
we need
will
a poor
challenge
person
us.
so that one day we can fuck that poor person over.
Yeah, exactly.
We need one poor to push all of our responsibilities onto.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
We need one impoverished human that we can fuck over for thousands of years, while we, the kings and queens of Roshar, get to live and do whatever the fuck we want, while that poor person suffers in our stead.
Yeah.
Really changing how I feel about the fucking heralds now.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Jesus.
And I do love that it's a similar flip from Gavilar. Right? In book 1, we were like, oh yeah, we didn't know much about him. And then the more you learn about him, the more you're like, ugh, right? But we cut over to Kaladin. Kaladin and Szeth are walking around, and Szeth is like, hey, I really appreciate the tip about warrior thoughts. It has allowed me to decide that I can die.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna die, and it's gonna be great. And I'm really glad I came to that conclusion.
To be fair, okay, here's the thing. To be fair, he's 40. He's old as fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I'm excited for my next 7 years, but then I'm gonna be done.
Yeah. You got seven more.
You think we're gonna have ozone layer in 2035?
No idea. Yeah.
I think the next 7 years will be great, but when I'm 40, 2035.
Will we have water? I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah,
we might go full Terminator, you know?
He's lived double Kaladin's life at this point. And Kaladin's like, nah, man.
It's
you gotta keep living. He's like, nah, I'm 37. I'm done. I lived a good life.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my 20s.
We jump back over to Renarin, and Gliss is like, hey, Shalash has deviated from the script, which means that it is either going to be one of the Ghostbloods or it's Shallan. It turns out to be Shallan, thankfully. But Pattern can't feed the script because Pattern doesn't know, or Pattern's not here. One of the two. Can't remember.
Pattern is outside the vision. Yeah.
Pattern doesn't know. The Gliss having this future sight thing is
no, it's that regular Radiance Spren can't speak directly into the minds of.
That's it. No, you're right. I was like, there is a reason for this.
Only the Enlightened Spren can do it.
Right, because they're very cool.
And probably because Ja Anat gives them their connection to Ja Anat probably gives them some extended powers in the spiritual realm.
Yeah, but Shallan knew who Renarin was because of his fidgeting, and he's like, oh damn, I should have thought of that. Anyways, Honor attacks Renarin.
Yeah, hell yeah, Tanavast. We don't need to talk about this much. We've already talked about the Shallan thing to death. They fight. Shallan stabs him with the anti-light dagger. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, don't let it.
And Shallan is like, until next time, Bat fam, same bat time, same bat channel.
Pretty much.
We're gonna go fight the Joker again.
Pretty much. The one thing that I mentioned in the reaction that I haven't mentioned here yet is that they use the word brainstorm, and
you really didn't like brainstorming.
It threw me off so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because a storm in this world has such a different meaning.
And storming in particular.
Storming is a swear, so she basically just said we gotta go do brain fucking. And we already talked about this, but it's more like brain damning. I don't like this word here. I will get over it one day, but it is not this day.
I didn't think about it until you said it, but I do agree with you.
No, I think it's so weird.
The value of storming in this world is so different from ours that it doesn't feel like brainstorming should be a term to them.
No.
Yeah.
And the Storm Father is like a personification. Now more so lately, but even still in the world that they grew up in was a thing that is like revered. It's so weird. I hate this term here. I don't like it at all.
Because it feels like a moment of making the book for us, but ignoring the culture of the book to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Very odd.
Dalinar is Dalinar and the team, they go meet Talon. We find out that Talon attempted to kill cultivation, and so Talon isn't allowed to have a weapon because Talon hates the gods.
Yeah.
For some reason. This is going to be relevant, I'm assuming. I'm really hoping. And then Talon is like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, well, someone's going to do it. And Talon's like, well, if someone else would do it, then I want to do it. Because I want to have that. So that someone else doesn't have to. And so he swears his oath. Ishar swears his oath. We're going to talk about this more, I think, later when what Talon trying to kill cultivation means for the end of the book comes back.
Yeah, because right now I'm like, oh, okay.
I was like, okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Why cultivation?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think cultivation had anything to do with Ashen dying in the surges, but maybe we're totally wrong there.
Umang, thank you for that super chat. I don't recognize that currency.
The symbol, yeah.
The biggest drawback of this book is it's very exhausting, at the same time not being dense plot-wise. That's why good stuff doesn't feel as rewarding as Brandon maybe intended. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. I will agree with that.
It doesn't mean that
it's not that it's bad. I don't believe that it's bad.
No, it's good stuff. It's just,
but,
it's not as dense as I want it to be for how much I'm reading.
Yeah.
Pinkermana says, I think it's more that Talon didn't trust anyone else to do it. Yeah, I think that's a part of it for sure.
Yeah, Talon went, if you want something done right, you do it yourself.
Yeah, it also means he gets a weapon again. Dalinar gets an honor blade, and they boop out of the vision. We briefly spend some time with Shallan and Vale. And Vale is like, no, you are growing, Shallan. You're good.
We're moving on.
And then she's like, we need to brainstorm. Chapter 66, Reinforcements. Oh my god, there's still 3 chapters. Szeth reflects on his life in the monasteries. And he's like, God, these places were actually pretty chill. And so we find out about how snow melts makes rivers, because Brennan needs to put in high school science into the book for some reason.
I love that for us. Nightblood's been chit-chatting with the honor blades, which I love.
Horrifying.
I'm concerned. I love it for Nightblood, but I am concerned what that means.
I'm just so worried that Nightblood is going to learn the wrong lesson from what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kaladin's like, hey, we should talk about the unmade that's influencing Shin. It's in it, and he says which one it sounds like maybe it could be, and I can't remember.
Shao Gaul. Something like that.
Yeah.
So then Szeth is like, no, I don't want to talk about that. So he goes to his childhood bunk in the monastery here, and they find a woman on the street, and she's like, yeah, the darkness passed when you did the thing. And he's like, great. And he pulls open a brick, and he pulls out a little lamb made out of wool, and he cries like a little baby.
Yeah, he found his little toy.
And then Kaladin is like, why is he crying? Oh my god, he had a younger brother who died. And Szeth's like, no.
No,
I'm not you.
Syl does that.
Yeah.
Syl is like, Kaladin, no,
he's not you.
He's Tien.
It's like, oh, is it a sister? No, Kaladin. You're the worst therapist ever. You just want to project yourself on everybody.
Yeah.
And then Kaladin's like, who's that? And Szeth's like, it was mine.
Yeah.
It was Molly. Fucking Molly, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this thing still existed. Because I appreciate this chapter being here so that when in the flashback they're like, you have to burn all of your shit.
Yeah, we know that it's still
This
is
survived.
around 100%. This chapter was actually like really heartfelt.
Oh, it's great. This chapter is fantastic. I wish we had more time to talk about it.
I know. Yeah, Szeth actually like gives Kaladin a hug.
Emma says, I think you mean Kaladin is the best therapist ever on account of him being the only one.
You know what? That is true.
That's so valid.
But Kaladin's like, what do you want? Don't care what I want. Don't care what anyone else wants. Szeth like, what do you want? And he's like, I just want to stop killing people.
Yeah, and Kaladin's like, we'll figure it out. And he's like, no, we won't.
No, I'm
People
too
are going to
valuable.
use me.
And
I'm like,
no, we will figure it out. I don't care, Szeth. We will figure this out for you.
Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. Dalinar will find a place where you don't have to kill people.
Yeah.
Especially if he becomes God.
Look, if
we're going to figure this shit out.
Dalinar can sideline Kaladin, he can sideline Szeth.
He hasn't done it. Okay, that's not a great example. Because he has not done a great job of sidelining Kaladin. He sidelined Kaladin, and then Kaladin was the only person fighting for the tower for months.
Yes, but that just is because Kaladin was the only one awake.
I know, I'm just saying that Dalinar kind of fucked that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
No, the hug is great.
Yeah.
The hug is arguably the best part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Kaladin's like, yeah, why don't you ask your Spren about it? And Szeth is like, oh, I think my Spren ran away because he was embarrassed that he looked like a fucking moron in Shadesmar. Turns out he wasn't embarrassed. He went to go get Nail. And
now now we have the worst threesome in history.
Yeah.
Because Nail shows up and is like, I'm here to hang out and make sure you're doing the right thing. And I'm like, God damn it, this book might get very annoying.
Got a babysitter.
Kaladin and Nail arguing might be great. It might be really good.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that I trust it to be really good.
Yeah.
I just want them to fight now. I'm like, how many days
honestly, put Nail out of his misery.
Nail pissing me off do I have to sit through chat?
Nail has lived his life. He does not need to exist any longer. We can...
Do we have any of those anti-light daggers? Do we have
anyone? Yeah.
Anyone got an anti-light dagger?
I think we're better off without him, actually.
Man. Chapter 67, Field Commission. Notam is like, hey man, I don't want to be a Radiance Spren, but I would like a job. And Adelin's like, great.
And May tries to like shame him into it. He's like, well, maybe you'll make the right choice. And
May
I was like,
here.
Whoa.
May's like, no, give him a job because maybe one day he'll realize what he's supposed to be doing. And I was like, May, chill the fuck out.
Adelin's like, look, this bond should not be forced on anybody, okay? Calm the fuck down.
And Barai says, well, Kaladin convinced Szeth to off himself. He can do it for Nail as well.
Yeah. You know what?
That's so good.
That is fair.
Oh man, it's like any of my Baldur's Gate runs where I have like really high charisma when you get to Act 2 and you can just convince all the mini bosses to just blow themselves up.
Yeah. Isn't there like the Drider? Isn't that a thing?
You could get him to just walk into the darkness and kill
die,
himself.
And fucking die.
Yeah, high charisma in Act 2 is so funny because there's so many interactions where you can just have people off themselves and you get the experience for it. And it's like, because my first play I was a bard with like 22 charisma.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this game's so, you don't have to fight anyone. You can just tell them to kill themselves and they do all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, this is dark.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a dark game, chat.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, Adolin goes to meet up with Yanagon and is like, just because we're on first name basis doesn't mean I should keep the man waiting, you know?
I also, we do get May being like, God, I'm glad we didn't end up together because we would have been.
That would have been awful.
We would have been a bad couple.
Yeah, we would have hated that.
And I love that you and Shallan share a sense of whimsy.
He's
and
like,
I was like,
you think I'm whimsical? You're funny. And I'm like, yeah.
Adolin, you're so gay. You're the gayest straight man in the series. You.
All I can picture is Adolin just riding the horse, like, flying through the air.
Yeah. Adolin, you talk to your sword. You have a sense of whimsy, you fucker. We cut to Sigzil, who basically just flies through the chasms and relates to himself about what the chasms have meant to the Bridgefork crew from punishment to reprieve to, what was the last word? It was punishment, reprieve, and then training ground or something like that. And he gets to the point where he meets up with Leighton, and Leighton's like, big army, don't know how they got there.
Yeah,
he pops up in the sky, there's a big butthole in the earth, and the Regals are climbing out of it.
Yeah, his friend hypothesizes that either they have recruited
Daigonarthis.
Which we know.
We know it's Daigonarthis.
We do know it's Daigonarthis.
But he also says, like, the cost for Daigonarthis is so high. Because apparently Daigonarthis wants to destroy the world.
Yeah. So keeping them in check is going to be a problem. problem.
Even the Spren is like, I'm shocked he went to Diagonarthus.
Mm-hmm.
Diagonarthus. And then you end up in Nocturna.
Diagonarthus.
It is weird.
Yeah, that's very funny.
And then Vienta and Sigzil look at that and they're like, fuck, man, this is gonna suck. And Vienta's like, can you imagine if we were just like in Urithiru doing science shit right now?
I know.
If we had the Else Color Blade and we could just like do science.
Just have experiments
and Sigzil's like,
that'd be so much.
Sounds good.
Oh, look, it's fucking Moash.
Yeah. And then Moash walks out, his eyes glowing.
Fuck Moash.
He has become an Inquisitor. And then we get Chapter 68, The Acolyte, where...
no, that's the Star Wars show.
Sorry, just Acolyte.
Yeah. No.
Manny Jacinto would be great in the Stormlight movie. Like, if Manny Jacinto... He might be too old now to play Kaladin.
Oh, I pictured him more as, like, Renarin, but he might be a bit old for Renarin, too.
Because he's in his 30s now, like...
Yeah, but it's the time moves differently, right? Renarin in Earth years is probably, like, late 20s.
Ooh, Brother Armand says Manny as Moash. That'd be good. He'd be sick. Honest, the sad thing is he's probably getting close enough in age to be Dalinar.
Age, but not visually. He does not look haggard enough.
Dalinar's only like in his 40s.
Yeah.
I know. That's what's crazy, though.
But Manny Jacinto looks young. His skincare routine is like 10 out of 10.
I understand that. And I'm about to say something that stereotypes Asian people. But Asian people don't look old until they're really fucking old.
I know, yeah.
I hope that
jealous.
any Asian person who hears me say this is not offended by me saying this. But they don't age like the whites. They look good for so long.
I know. I'm so jealous.
Okay?
Yeah.
Dalinar's in his 50s?
Yeah. Okay, that does make a bit more sense.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't get married super young, right? He was...
Yeah, he did. He was like...
No.
Yeah.
No, he fought for a long
Adolin
time.
at like 19.
No, he did not. Absolutely not. He wasn't even married to Evie until like later 20s, right? Because they conquered Alethkar all through their early 20s.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute.
I don't know how old Dalinar is. I don't think that would be a spoiler. How old is Dalinar?
Let chat look it up.
Can someone please tell me exactly how old Dalinar is? Manny as Teft would be great. He would be great as Teft.
He would be great. Again, he doesn't have that grizzled vibe that I don't know. Yeah. Look, he'd be great as anyone. He's an incredible actor, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm sorry for my racism.
I want Simu Liu as Adolin.
What is white?
He just brings the
Oh, YouTube, yeah.
He brings the charm. He brings the whimsy. I think Simu Liu could bring the whimsy, you know?
Still too old.
But he doesn't look old.
I know.
That's the thing, he doesn't look old.
He's 53 in Way of Kings. Oh, okay.
Okay, so...
Okay, yeah, no, Manny Jacinto's too young for that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, around mid-50s.
Okay.
Okay.
The other side of it, Manny Jacinto would be a great Sabarial. In that...
Okay, we need to move on.
Oh, sorry. Szeth gets punished, but then the voice is like, actually, it's me. And so
this is a flashback.
He's going to go become an honor bearer.
Yeah,
and his mom is like, I'm not coming. Fuck you, Notum. No, it's his dad's name? Naturo. His mom's like, fuck you, Naturo. You're not doing this to me again. Fuck our son. He's an adult. He can go to college on his own. We don't need to move to the town our son's going to college in. Why are we doing this? And we find out that the honor bearers all worship and work for the voice.
This voice, which has got to be the unmade. And
it's bad.
Yeah. I think obviously Szeth becomes truthless because he's like, hey, all of the highest people in our society hear the voice of the unmade and they follow the unmade. Yeah. And it's actually really bad. Okay.
I like this chapter a lot. I really like the honor bearers. Throughout this whole section, I really liked the Posen and Civi dynamic and how they're used. I think that the way that they've established who Civi is in a way that makes sense, how she's the one that resists the unmade, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's a lot of really wonderful storytelling in this. The one question I do have about all of this kind of butts up against Rizen's interlude in Way of Kings.
Oh, okay.
Because it does seem like the Unmade has been fucking around in this country for a long time. When did the darkness start happening? Maybe that was with the Everstorm.
Maybe.
Because Risen, yeah, I have some questions about like why Shin was chill and normal in Way of Kings, given where it ends up later. But
what do you mean Shin was normal?
When Risen is in Shin with her Bopsk in...
They don't go to any city. They meet some random people in the middle of a field with, like, caravans.
Yeah, but the conversation with the Shin doesn't betray that, like, the Shin nation has fallen to darkness.
No, but, like, why would they? Otherwise people would have found out. Like, it's only, like, around the monasteries it's a problem, right? Like, these could just be, like, wandering traders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that they're so far removed from actual Shin.
I guess I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what the timeline is based on that being only like a year and a half ago.
But it could be the darkness again, like you said, could have been brought on by the Everstorm.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to postulate by saying this. Is I think that sorry, T-Bear, we're at a Nerdy Wordy Book Club on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if we're not answering your questions on Twitch, it's because we're trying to keep it relevant to the book we're talking about, not answering random questions. But I appreciate you being in the chat.
Yeah.
This is in the Talk Shows and Podcast feed, not in just chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious about that part of it. And that's kind of what this brought up. But I like Posen a lot. I think he's fascinating. He's not he seems like an ass, but
he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
No, but he does matter because he influenced a lot of Szeth, right? And how Szeth got to this point.
For sure.
And that I find interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Szeth having this like life like so close within his grasp of just being a fucking sheep herder again and having it like wrenched away was so fucking heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, they offer him a position up in the north. Where he's basically, they offer him Jon Snow's job.
Yeah, just being on border patrol.
But specifically in the north, I was like, oh, they're going to send him to the wall.
Yeah. But
he's going to take the black.
Nope, the Unmade has different plans.
But instead he takes the white.
Szeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we leave off this week. Clarence, what's your high?
Wow, okay.
This is high-low, where we do our highs. She does her high, I do my low. She does her low, I do my high, because we compliment Sandwich. This bitch. This is how my family blended. And became the loving family that we are today.
I think my high for this section has to be the Adolin fight through to get to the Aziz Shardbearer and him turning around Hamas just being like...
Hamas just being there is so damn funny.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I thought the fight was so well described and like the stakes of it and everything. Like that moment was peak Stormlight to me. Even though there was no surging in it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Notum showing up too. Like that, well, just that whole section.
We didn't talk about it, but Abidi the Monarch shows up and backs off.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, Abidi the Monarch, like, almost gets involved in that fight, and he backs off.
Shit.
Because of the fear of, like, well, the Everstorm might not come around again. I need to choose my moments better, because, like, the fight might be over by the time an Everstorm can bring my soul back.
Yeah.
Because of the 10-day timeline.
Yeah.
5 days left.
What is your low?
The Shallan stuff, just being repetitive.
Yeah.
It's not even that it's poorly written. It's a well written fight. And sure. If you watch us react to it, when she stabs him, I am excited because I thought that stab was going to be meaningful. I thought it was going to. I thought that stab with the light dagger was going to change something about their situation, and so when it didn't, it became my low. But the fight with Mraize up until the stab just didn't do anything was not my low for the section. It was in that moment where the status quo in that plot line is just going to continue to be the same thing that I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
You?
My low is brainstorming. Fuck that. What's your high?
Tough. You took my favorite part, but the hug between Szeth and Kaladin.
Okay, I was like, that's a good runner up for sure.
Yeah, and the like Kaladin being a therapist, but being like, oh my god, he needed a hug like a child, and I was like, adults need hug too. You need to be a better therapist, Kaladin.
Again, this is all a fucking reflection. Kaladin has his own shit he needs to work out.
Well, and that's the problem with Kaladin as a therapist is he projects too much of his own problems because he's like too deep in his own shit right now.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. If you like the video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button, leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is...
Oh. I didn't, you do it this time.
We're on a clock here.
I always pick. You pick.
Navani, getting to meet her god and be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above. You know what's funny about that song? I know it because of the McElroy's sound on TikTok.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't really know it, except that everyone does that McElroy's brother sound from My Brother and Me and on TikTok, and that's why that song's always in my head. That's book club. We did it. We talked about it. Any hard schedule for Dungeon Crawler Carl yet? I think we're going to start it in January.
New Year. Yeah, New Year.
Yeah.
We'll put out a schedule for sure.
We end Wind and Truth on January 2nd with full book recap, and so we probably are going to start Dungeon Crawler Carl the following week.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do the Expanse Book 1 the final Friday of January.
We're not gonna be... Well, we might. That's right.
We will have
We'll
plans.
have a schedule to you shortly.
Y'all, do something nerdy tonight. Smut Club time. Sure, Mushroom, thank you for the biddies over on Twitch.
Hey, thank you.
Be well to you as well.
Get
Thank
out
you
of
for
here
hanging out.
if you're a prude, because we're about to maybe add
Kaladin and Szeth doing anal in the monastery. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Using Syl as lube.
What?
What?
Syl is... What?
I don't know.
You think because she can't pick things up?
Well, here's the
she
thing.
has
Syl
low
can
friction?
jack Kaladin off now. If she can move a brick, she can jack a dick. That is what we learned. If you can move a brick, you can jack a dick.
I thought she picked up the lamp.
The Sylphrena story.
Not a brick. Or did she move
Hey,
a brick?
Kayla, you know how you made the Eurothuru Times? Could you make a fake book cover?
No.
But it says, if you can move a brick, you can jack a dick, the Sylphrena story.
No.
And it's just Syl
That's her diary.
holding Kaladin's cock next to her small spread body.
Jesus Christ.
That's a t-shirt.
Oh, boy. Wow. Wowie.
That's a t-shirt you can't wear in public. No, it's if you can move a brick, you can jack a dick over the pocket, and if you pull the pocket down, there's a little spread jerking off a little penis inside.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
I love that you're like, if you're a prude, leave, and then I say something insane, and then you become a prude. You're the prude on this show.
No, I just, God.
Oh my God, if you can move a brick, you can jack a dick is so funny. What is wrong with me?
Do something nerdy tonight.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Oh.
Bye, chat.
Bye. Donate to Doctor Without Borders.
Yeah.
Thanks, mods.